7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
The Savachi syndrome, I'm telling you, I'm like, well, holy shit, that was crazy. Wait for it. Thick and slick.
Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Moto Aftermath Show, episode number 209. We are here in studio to wrap up all the action from the 2022 Spring Creek National. I am your host, Travis. My co-host with me here, the one and only original OG co-host, Justin.
What's up, buddy?
Hi.
Hey.
We've been hanging out.
Yeah.
The intros are always weird because we've been hanging out. I don't know how those people do the podcast and act like, oh, hey, haven't seen you in forever.
Yeah, none of them actually just walk in. They're
No.
all... I think we should just, just get to the point, though. Stop saying the OG thing, because I don't think Cole's he's not coming anymore. So it's just going to be just you and me, I think.
Somebody asked in one of the comments on one of the videos the other day, where's Cole? I was like, oh, he's Supercross only.
Look, he's going to have to prove his worth. He might not even be Supercross only. He might get his contract terminated for 2023.
Justin, manager of the show here.
Yeah, I
is
mean,
fucking
dude,
getting hardcore.
he's not pulling his shit in. Like, look, those numbers, not really impressed. I don't like it. Maybe just like...
I'm not really impressed. I don't like it.
Maybe he just might be a wild card like Elias World. Just come in for a couple rounds and just, hey, man.
Dude, come 2023 Supercross preview, he's going to get all psyched up and be like, I'm fucking in, bro. I'm coming. Supercross season.
Let's be real. He's not doing anything right now, so he could be here, but he just chooses not to.
He was kayaking.
That's stupid.
I know.
Let's fuck kayaks.
All right, before we get into the show here, let's thank our sponsors. So first off, I want to thank our presenting sponsors. First off, boom, Energy Fuel. Best fucking drink out there. Keep yourself fueled, energized, and strong from start to finish. Pick yours up today at CoachRobStore.com. Shout out to Coach Rob for getting us some Energy Fuel so we can stay
energized,
fueled, energized, and strong from start to finish of everything. Everything. About to be field tested here on everything. Anyway, also want to thank Premier Custom Trailers. If you need a trailer, commercial or residential, Premier Custom Trailers has what you need. They work with the best manufacturers in the industry and specialize in all the trailer needs, sales, service, parts, or rentals. They do it all. PremierCustomTrailers.com, located 5 minutes south of Kalamazoo on US 131 in Schoolcraft, Michigan. They put the custom in customer service.
Were you purposely trying to do that fast or get through in one breath?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did that work?
I mean, you slipped up for like a second, but you did. That was pretty good.
I did. Also, final presenting sponsor, been with us forever, TLR Coatings, Michigan's #1 custom powder coating shop. From two-tone wheels to motorcycle frames, small batch production jobs, TLR Coatings will powder coat anything metal the right way. Looking for some custom Cerakoting, they do that too. TLR Coatings serve Southwest Michigan and surrounding areas for over 5 years. Check them out at TLRcoatings.com or on all the major social media networks at TLR Coatings. Wow. Just trying to get through this, man. Also on board with us, Alias Sport, Dirt Bike Depot, JT Cycle, Adept Creative Co, Gutter Worx, Isaac Nelson Designs, and Clutch Media, and Holster Co. I can't wait to do a new sheet because Holster Co's over here, and it's a fucking thing. Anyway, so thanks to all of them. On this show, full pack show, we're going to wrap up Spring Creek. We're going to call Kevin Moranz. We are going to have a Holster Co. reload rant. We're going to talk some World Supercross. We're going to talk a little bit of MXoN. If you want to pick up any merch, including the Dylan Danger Zone shirt, because he is coming back. Ooh. Final Four.
God.
Dylan's going to be there.
He's only doing turn track right now, but I think he'll be...
We got to get him to sign the Dylan Danger Zone shirt.
We should bring an extra one, actually a couple for him and his wife. And if they like it,
that's a good idea. I should probably order
honestly,
some.
I would have thought that you would have already thought about that and feel like that was a revelation.
I just thought I was going to have him sign the white one.
Yeah, but wouldn't that be cool? Be like, hey, man, him and his wife like it,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd assume he's like a medium and she's probably like a super extra small.
Well, you're just going to get a medium and a small for him, take him to him, and be like, here you go, buddy.
How cool would that be, though? Fucking get him to rock both of them and get a picture of it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Holy crap.
That'd be fucking sweet.
Yeah, it would be.
So, all right, yeah, so merch links in the description down below. Amazon links. Everybody shops on Amazon. If you click one of the links, it takes you to Amazon. You don't have to buy what it takes you to. Just buy anything. We get a small slice of that. If you want to join Patreon, which he's not a Patreon member, but we are going to shout out to the Aftermath Army. He is an OG. In fact, he's probably... Do you know how do the Army ranks work? Is he like a lieutenant? Like let's say a mid-range person. He's not a general.
So you
because
got-
I am the general. I am the captain.
Yeah, you got like generals.
Look at me. This is my boat.
You got generals, you got generals, lieutenants, sergeants, captains.
So he's like a sergeant of the Aftermath Army.
So like the middle, and once again, there's probably going to be somebody in the comments that's going to roast us for saying
Probably.
this.
I was going to look this up.
But I think so I think that under a general is like a colonel.
riveting 15-minute conversation
but I mean,
about
I
Army
think there's like
ranks.
captain, sergeant, and lieutenant. He's probably like a sergeant.
Let's just go with the sergeant, okay?
Yeah, okay.
Shout out to Sergeant Isaac Gonzalez of the Aftermath Army. Goes to Millville for Make-A-Wish. Gets on the Weege wrap-up show.
I gotta watch
and
that still.
Shouts out Moto Aftermath Show. And Weege had no idea what to do. He was just like, yeah, all right. And
Thank you. And after we got on the Weed show at Redbud,
I was gonna say we talked to Weege a couple times at Redbud, courtesy of the Dylan Danger Zone shirt.
Yep.
And it was awesome. But yeah, no, just that was awesome. He's a cool dude. He's got a bunch of pictures and stuff he's supposed to send me for to put up on the show.
that's awesome.
Instagram this week.
God, we're just getting all kinds of publicity.
There's a reason I send that kid free shit. In fact, I'm probably going to send him a GoPro in the off season to go to Elsinore and film some stuff.
I also think it wouldn't shock me, especially if we're wearing these. We're gonna get some more publicity at MX of Nations.
It's going to be awesome.
It's gonna be great.
It's going to be awesome. So anyway, thanks to our one Patreon we have, still Kurtis Hodges. So shout out to you.
Thank you.
And if you want to be part of the Aftermath Army, I need to. God, I gotta send Isaac one of these shirts too because I have not done that yet. And then we gotta design an Aftermath Army shirt for the patrons to get 2023. Coming in hot. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment. You can listen to the podcast, although most of you already know that. We're gonna move past that. I'm gonna take that off the thing.
Yeah, because you're listening to it right now.
Yeah, because you're probably listening to it right now or watching on YouTube.
If you really think about it, that's like the stupid. Like I understand why we do that, but that's like the stupidest thing. Is like, oh, you can listen. Obviously,
Well, so we did it because we started on YouTube and everybody followed us on YouTube, and then we started doing the podcast. So
but I think it's funny.
I'm just gonna cross it off right now.
There you go.
It's a
Making
stupid
magic
fucking
happen.
thing.
Making magic
the
happen.
fucking stupid thing. We're out.
Stupid,
Okay.
and we're
So
done.
thanks everybody for listening. Okay. So we're gonna fire right into the show here. Like I said, jam-packed show. We are gonna wrap up Spring Creek. So Spring Creek 450 is gonna be brought to you by our friends at JT Cycle.
Holding.
Shut up, man.
Holding.
Let me get the read here. Serving Battle Creek, Michigan for over 30 years. Stopping to check out their full selection of Beta Gas Husky, Suzuki, and Kawasaki motorcycles and power sports products. If you need something for around the house to help keep things nice and trimmed up, they have that too with a full line of Echo, Aaron's, Gravely, and Simplicity. Visit jtcycle.com or follow them on Instagram at jtcyclebc. Shout out JT Cycle.
Shout out JT Cycle. Should get some Hondas in there too while you're at it.
Yeah.
Sorry, just saying.
If they weren't quite so far away, it'd be much easier for me to go.
Look, every shop is good when there's Hondas in there.
Yeah.
Everyone.
So, all right, cool. So 450 class here. Let's get this popping off. Let's just start with that Tomac Sexton battle.
Holy crap. Dude.
Holy fucking shit.
That, and I'm bummed. Well, I guess I'm not bummed. I'm a little bummed that Chris got his show out before. Like, they already got his show out today.
I know I haven't listened to it yet. I saw it was out, but I haven't listened to it.
Dude, that battle was probably some of the best outdoor racing I've seen. God, you got to go back a long ways. I can't even think off the top of my head. Like, the closest battle I can think of, and it's not even our own series, was that battle in 2017 between Cairoli and Hurlings at Matterley Basin.
Yeah.
Because we haven't seen a battle like that.
Dude.
Both motos. Outdoors.
Fucking nuts.
Dude, those
So-
boys were maxed out in that second moto.
You know it was a good battle when people are talking about how Eli went beast mode and Chase stayed right with him. Like, he never got away from Chase.
No,
He
but did you see though
never
that?
got away
But
from
did you
Chase.
see though that in the middle of the moto, his fastest lap was almost 2.2 seconds faster than Chase's?
Well, that doesn't surprise. But dude, Chase caught back up to him.
He did,
So
and
I
Eli
mean,
keeps
Chase
saying-
might have not gone 2 seconds a lap faster there, but he went half a second, and then was right on him.
Like Eli keeps saying it. He's like, yeah. He's like, he's just really good. That once anybody passes him, he's really good at just latching on to
I was
them.
gonna say he literally in an interview I heard today was like, "Yep, so I passed Chase and I must have put the trailer hitch in by mistake, and he latched right onto that. And
Well, I mean,
came with me.
it goes back to like what he did at Hangtown.
They had 35 seconds on third place.
Yeah. I mean,
It was wild.
it's what they did at Hangtown. Like Chase did this at Hangtown. Like he's just really good because he's so fucking smart, which is weird because he counteracts a lot of the time, which once again, it's still a different thing. It's a talent thing. But like he's really good at just, okay, I know where my speed's at. Eli's going over, and I'm literally just going to drive onto his rear wheel, and I'm going to watch everywhere he's going. And then when I can pick up where he's picking up speed, I may not take the same line, but I'm going to implement my technique to be able to go that speed. Because if you watch Chase a lot of the times, like a lot of guys, when they latch onto somebody that's faster, they'll literally fucking follow them within a few bike lengths. If you notice, Chase, other than a few sections where there was only one main line, he didn't follow. He doesn't follow the same line.
He was definitely trying to find somewhere.
But he looks at where their speed, where they're making up time, or where that person is pulling on him, and then he'll use, because his technique is so good, to be able to match that pace without following them.
Yeah.
You know, and it's very interesting because he's one of the very first guys that like I've seen that's been able to do stuff like that. Like the only other person that really comes to mind that I've ever watched do that, and not so much necessarily outdoors, it was more Supercross, was Kevin Windham. Kevin Windham, because he's never been known for like this outright speed, but he's, you know, everybody talks about his technique. He was so fucking buttery on the bike. He would do that a lot of the times, and he had to because he raced Carmichael for so many years. He was really good that anytime he'd get passed or somebody would be going 2 seconds faster, which was usually fucking Ricky, he was really good at latching onto them and seeing where they're gapping him.
Yeah.
But then implementing, because he's so smooth, into ways he can follow that, because he necessarily couldn't take the same lines as them because he wasn't, you know, a bulldog.
Yeah.
Kind of like with Chase. Chase is not a bulldog like Eli is. So Chase necessarily couldn't take some of those lines. Same thing if he would have been able to do it at Southwick. It's a wild thing to see because you don't normally see guys able to do that without literally following them through the toe.
Yeah.
Like literally, hey, I'm going to jump on your rear wheel, and then I'm literally going to take the same fucking line as you because that must be the only way you're going as fast as you are. But we know that if Chase tried to do that, he'd probably hit the ground because he doesn't have the same technique as Eli.
Yeah. So, in that first moto, does Chase win if that rut doesn't break?
Yeah, but once again,
because okay, but I know where you're gonna go.
Yeah.
With that is like, oh, that's a Sexton thing.
No.
But,
It wasn't really.
That rut broke away.
It wasn't really. He dropped into the rut. He got in the clumpy stuff, and the clumpy shit gave away. It wasn't really a Sexton thing. But it's kind of like when you put that in the group text, and I made the comment. I go, Chase rode really well, but Eli once again showed Chase that he's got a little ways to go before he becomes the big dog. Because Eli would have done the same thing fucking 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
And I know that that's a freak thing. That's not necessarily, like Chase was fucking, he even pushed in the corner too deep. No, the rut just gave away. But it's kind of like, you figure out ways for that shit not to happen. And I know that sometimes it's riding a dirt bike, stupid shit, no matter how perfect you are, can happen. We've seen it enough times.
That to me is one of those things of when it's your year, and I think it's Tomac's year.
Yep.
Like I'm very solid on, I do think Tomac's going to win this championship. But I'm very solid on, he's not going to walk away here. What Sexton showed yesterday
but here's the thing, though.
He is going to have to be on it. If you get a moto where he doesn't go into, say, the beast mode there.
Yeah, but now he can do it at any time. That's the problem.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, if it doesn't happen, Sexton's right. Sexton's doing it.
So let's clarify. There is a difference between walking away from someone and making things interesting, because if you were to just look at the numbers, which that's a great thing about our show and the great thing about motocross, that numbers don't really tell you anything, you would look at it and go, yeah, Eli's walking away from him. He's won the last, 4 overalls now? Yeah, 4 overalls. High Point, Redbud, Southwick, Millville. And he's won 7 motos in a row.
Yeah.
And he raced a double-digit gap, and now he's 5 points? Yeah, 5 points.
I think so, yeah.
5 points, yeah, because he was down 1 and he made up
6.
So he's up 5. So no, he's not going to walk away from Chase. Chase is going to make him earn it. But once again, though, you kind of look at it and you go, is he really? Physically, he's making Eli earn it, but Eli's still beating him.
I still think it's Eli's year. I'm not going to argue that. I'm not going to say he's not going to win this title. Maybe something freak happens that he doesn't, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, a bike could still go. It could happen.
But here's the thing, too. So you've been very on the, well, this track's good for Eli, and this track's good for Eli, and I just don't know where Chase is going to get him from here on out.
Outside of Paula.
Except for, and I forgot this until today when I was listening to something, Chase won Washougal last year. And I know it was a different Eli last year than what we've got this year, and we all know Eli's very good at Washougal.
Did you go
but
back
Chase won Washougal last year.
Yeah, but did you go back and watch how those motos unfolded?
No, I haven't done that.
Okay,
yet.
so you are right, and I can't obviously argue that's fact. Chase won Washougal. You need to remember, you need to go back and watch those motos, though, because remember, that was the moto that Dylan, the second moto, got out front. Eli went beast mode, caught him to second, and he couldn't make anything happen. Dylan upped his pace.
Oh, okay.
And they dropped Chase they dropped Chase in third the second moto. And if I remember correctly, and once again, I'd have to go back and watch because the second moto only stands out in my mind. And it's not taking anything away from Chase, but since you bring that up, if I remember correctly, Chase only won that first moto. I don't remember what happened to Eli, but Dylan just had another one of his, I'm going to start in 10th. If I remember correctly, and if I'm wrong, I'm probably going to get flamed in the comments. I think Dylan actually caught him from like 12th.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
So he did win the overall.
All I remember is, yes, Chase did win.
He did win.
But I don't remember anything else.
He did win, but I don't think it was one of those, he won because he was just faster.
Yeah.
He won because he was more consistent, which that's the way you win races. But, man, I don't know. Because yesterday was so crazy to me. Because, first off, I've never seen Eli spent like he was in that second moto.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I'm telling you. And, dude, do you feel like Chase did not look spent?
No, but once again, it goes back to how their styles are.
Yeah.
Everybody likes to talk about how Eli conserves energy. That's so fucking debatable. People are like, because Eli hop skips over shit. Yeah, but he only does that like 5% of the moto. The other times, dude, how many times that little fucking single to table triple after the finish? Or no, it was more of like a single to tabletop double because it was filled in. Did he fucking blow that inside rut?
Yeah.
In that second moto. So he doesn't really conserve as much energy as the commentators like to talk about. But it's because of his fucking style. And when he goes beast mode, also you got to think about too, the man's almost 30 years old. He's been doing it. Like, I fucking ask anybody at 30 or 30 plus years old to go do the shit that dude has done the last 2 weekends and not be fucking physically spent.
Oh, yeah. Well, I even heard Chase is down to riding 2 days a week.
Yeah, dude, because this fucking championship is taking a lot out of them. It's fucking insane. But it's just how fucking Eli rides. But, once again, dude, in the middle of that moto, I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm watching Eli, and the one fucking section everybody likes to talk about the rollers and shit, but the one fucking section that really, like, when I watched Eli, I'm like, you know what, Eli, he's not going to let that because there was probably a lot of people going, oh, man, like, Chase, he got you that first moto, and he did, and Eli knows it. He's been doing this long enough now that he's a man, he can admit it. But it was the first 5 minutes, the downhill before the right-handed 90 before the finish. When he would come down there and he would hop over that middle braking bump, he would double down, drop to the outside, but then he'd go left side where it was flat and it would drive him forward.
Yep.
Everybody was staying to the right where it'd kind of pop him. And he would fucking drive into the face of that pocket of the finish so fucking hard. When he slammed into it, I thought it was going to snap his fucking wrists. Like, as hard as and I watched it, I'm going, oh. I'm like, ooh. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, this is the first beast mode we've seen this year. Because everybody likes to talk about, we haven't seen beast mode Tomac yet. And people are like, Southwick. I'm like, Southwick really wasn't beast mode. Second moto yesterday, that was the first time we've seen beast mode Eli Tomac outdoors. Because I'm like, holy fucking shit.
Speaking of Southwick, can we go on a little tangent here for a second? Have you heard the Amart talking about
Yeah, he's
Eli
talking about
passing?
J-Mart, and he's go, dude, your brother was in my way, and he was pissing me off.
Well, no. I'm talking about Amart talking about Eli.
The throatiness. He's like,
and he's like,
shit.
dude, he's on the gas in places. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing on the gas?
He's like, how are you doing it?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't even know how to do this.
But then did you hear the comment that J-Mart made where Eli got to Jeremy? He's like, dude, your brother was in my way last weekend, and it was really pissing me off.
No, but that's awesome.
Yeah, he went up to Jeremy. He's like, dude, Al was in my way because I think it was the first moto that Al ripped a good start. And he's like, man, I was trying to pass him, and I don't know what he was doing, but it was really pissing me off. But no, man, like, I feel like I don't want to take anything away from what Chase did yesterday because, God, it was super impressive.
It was fucking impressive, dude.
But once again, though, it did prove that second moto that even though he didn't let Eli get away, he couldn't get close enough to him to make something happen. And that is, once again, the difference of where Eli is these days. And Chris, people have already seen it because I imagine a lot of people will watch our show, watch Chris's show. He talked about this. He goes, the stuff Eli's doing right now, 5-6 years ago, he wouldn't have been able to, like, for the fact, can we talk about the whole entire moto, his pants falling down?
Yeah.
Like,
wild,
did you
right?
have flashbacks of like A1 2018?
I kept seeing him grab it there, and it took me a couple minutes, and I was like, his pants are fucking falling down.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Think about 2018 Supercross. He pulled off because of it.
Yeah.
He didn't pull off, and he still was dropping his lap times in the middle of that moto. Everybody who watches this show and knows me in the moto circle knows how critical I am. I will always be of Eli because of things that he didn't accomplish that I think everybody thinks he should have.
Yeah.
But, like, dude, right now, it's one of those things that it's your year. And just, I don't see a way that Chase can beat him for 2 motos. Like, yes, if that rut never would have blown out, he would have won that first moto. Because I think Eli, once again, this is an Eli thing, him realizing, hey, he's like, no mas. He's like, dude, you're just onto this moto. Respect. I'll get you the second moto. But I don't see how, outside of Paula, Chase can beat Eli for 2 motos. I don't see it. Because here's the thing. Now that Eli's gotten a rhythm and he's getting this fucking bike dialed in, and let's be honest, dude, that second moto, that fucking bike was driving through fucking corners.
Oh, yeah.
Holy shit. And everybody wants to make a big deal about the tire or whatever. Dude, that fucking, we talk about the shock thing, that fucking back end was so planted to the ground.
But you don't think that this, because I sent it in the group chat.
The changing of the guard or power.
I think Chase transfer power. I mean, if I'm Chase, I go, you just went as fast as you could fucking go, and I stayed right with you. Now, granted, yes, I did not have that extra 0.1% to get around you.
Yep.
But you can't run away from me anymore. You have to be that perfect every single lap of every single race for the rest of the fucking year. And if you're not, and you don't do it, and you don't pull a bigger fucking lead than 5 points, I know this won't happen, but let's just say we split motos the rest of the fucking year until we get to Paula. And I got your ass at Paula. I know I have your ass at Paula. I mean, like I said, if I'm Chase especially, and I go next week at Washougal and I split with him, so he's got a 5-point lead, and we go into the break, dude, my confidence all-time high.
Here's a scary
all-time high going, I'm going to split every single fucking race with you, at least, if you're on it. And then when we get to Paula, I'm going to go 1-1, and I'm going to fucking win this title by 1 point. And you go, and
here's the scary thing, though. We go into Washougal, and now that Eli has figured out a way to click into his, and I hate beat. I know that's the only thing we came up with, but I wish we would have came up with a better term all these years ago, because beast mode sounds so corny. But when he goes next level, and I just say, when he goes...
I mean, you want to call him, like, Mothman?
No, I just...
Bigfoot?
Beast mode sounds too... anyways, when he goes stewish...
That doesn't work. I don't like
no,
it.
it doesn't,
like
because
the
first
sound.
off, no one's
I
stew.
don't like the sound of it. It doesn't even sound
I don't really
right.
know if Chase... Look, we all like to talk about Eli at Southwick, but if you look at statistically, Eli at Washougal is where he's had all of his, like, what the fuck moments. How'd you go that fast? And it's a scary thing to think about, that if he's now figured out a way where he's comfortable going that next level, what he's already accomplished at Washougal, and even though he would probably say Washougal is probably not my favorite track because of the soil, because he's had all of his crazy moments, he might go there and break Chase. Because here's the thing, I don't know if at Washougal, if Eli decides to do what he did that second moto, if he does that this coming weekend, if anybody in the world can beat him there. And I've even been on record and talk about I don't think Hurlings could even beat him there when he goes next level. I don't know. Like, I understand what you're saying, and I don't necessarily disagree, but here's the problem where you talk about splitting motos. Because when Eli wants to go next level, think about if Eli would have been ahead of Chase when he was going 2 seconds faster. He would have pulled a gap that I don't know if Chase would have been able to ring back in.
Yeah.
He only was able to sustain that gap to him and Eli because Eli had to pass him. If Eli would have started in front of him and he did what he did in the middle of that moto, because I think there were multiple laps that he was going almost 2 seconds faster than everybody else.
Yeah.
Because he came from like seventh, sixth, seventh.
Yeah, something like that.
So think about if he gets a start like he did the first moto.
Yeah.
How big is the gap? Because then now you're talking about Chase has to reel him in. Do you think he's able to reel him in? Because you talk about, he was going to 10th here or 10th there. Once again, that's because Eli had to pass him. He didn't have to make up a huge gap. If Eli's got 6-7 seconds, do you think Chase reels him in?
Probably not.
See, that's what I'm talking about is why it's still, you talk about the transfer of power, and I think we're inching close to that. But that is still the difference between Eli and him.
Doesn't matter. They're all screwed next year anyway when Jet shows up.
Yeah, see, yesterday proved that I don't think that that's the case, because yesterday I was like,
we're going to find out soon. Don't worry, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, I know we are. We'll talk about
I
that.
think the only way he breaks Sexton is if we go to Washougal and he puts 20 seconds on him. But if the motos continue to go like they did yesterday, where like Eli's going that fast and Chase is like, yeah, I'm just going to stick right here with you, I don't think he breaks Sexton. Mentally, I don't think that breaks Sexton. I don't think he goes, oh crap, like he's beating me. I think he's still going like, dude, I'm right here with you. Like you're going, and we're putting 40 seconds. So like I know you're going Eli Tomac beast mode speed, and I'm just right there with you. Now, like I said, he puts 20, 30 seconds on Chase, like legitimately just puts 20, 30 seconds on Chase. Not Chase gets a bad start and has to come from 20th and whatever. Yes, I think that might break him.
Which he might go in with a mindset that he might want to do that. Because here's the thing, too, you got to think about, and this is the last thing I'll say about Eli. We've all had this talk for the last year with Eli, and now that it came out yesterday, that it's pretty much probably confirmed that this is his last outdoor. Like, he's not doing it.
Yeah. I saw that
and
too.
I know that we kind of knew that, but like I don't think a lot of people like knew the legitimacy of that comment, because John was the one that said it, not Eli.
Yeah. Well, he said unless some things change, and then did you hear the interview? Actual interview?
No.
Michael Lindsay said something about possibly some series changes, which is hilarious.
They're
because
doing this whole hybrid thing.
What do you mean
MX Sports
hybrid?
and Feld is working together to do a hybrid series.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like we're gonna do Supercross in the summer?
Like they're trying to figure out a way to do. Hey, during the middle of the summer, we do 9 outdoor rounds, and then we put in some Supercrosses, or we do 3 Supercrosses here, 3 outdoors here, and we make it where it's a time of the year where we can do that. There's a lot of details because they're fucking freaking out about World Supercross.
Yeah. That's
They're freaking
interesting.
out. Actually,
Super interesting.
Let me run that comment back. Feld is not freaking out yet. Davy's freaking out. That's why he's doing something that I don't think he ever wanted to do, and he's working with the powers that be when it comes to Supercross.
Interesting.
But yeah, so the last thing I'll say, like I said, with Eli, what he did that second moto, it kind of shocked me a little bit, because we've had this talk. Does Eli really need to push it anymore? Like, because we talked about, in Supercross, hey, the win's there. I'll take it. The win's not there. So be it.
Yep.
Because he's already accomplished so much. Did any part of you have like a realization yesterday and go, why is Eli even doing this?
Yeah.
Like, what is the point? He has nothing to prove anymore. Because let's be real. He can win this. If he wins this title, it's a fucking another notch in his belt. But if he doesn't win this title, who fucking really cares?
Was it you and me that were having the conversation, or was I talking with somebody else, though? I think he does want to win this outdoor because he wants to do them both in 1 year.
I'm not saying he doesn't want to win it, but once again, at this point in his career, what he did that second moto just to prove he can beat Chase and still flop it down on the table, he doesn't really have... Yeah.
Dragon.
He didn't really have to do it.
Big dick.
And it obviously spent
Big
him...
dick joke.
Okay, yeah. It obviously spent him to do it.
Yeah.
He didn't need to do that. So that's the thing is like, he may go into Washougal this weekend and go, dude, if I yank a holy, I'm going to go next level Tomac, and I'm going to fucking wop the floor with these dudes.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, we'll see. Well, all we can do is see. He could do that. It won't shock me if he goes 1-1 again. Yeah. So I'm more interested to see how Chase reacts and what happens with Chase than really what happens with him. Because, I think it's Tomac's year. Yeah. He's riding well. The bike's working well underneath him. This is going to be good.
I will say that if he goes 1-1 at Washougal and it's double digits, Chase has no shot.
Yeah, then it gets a little
He's got no shot. It doesn't really matter what happens.
Kind of gets like this 250 titles getting, but we'll get to that too.
Yeah.
All right, so moving down the line, Ando goes 3-4 for third overall. So that's good to see him back on the box.
Did you hear that he's getting surgery after outdoors?
No.
I don't know what he's getting surgery on, but he's getting surgery on something.
Okay, so he is out for designations for sure.
And we'll talk about that at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he must be dealing with something. I don't know what it is. But that makes it even more impressive how his outdoor season... I know that he's had flutters.
Yeah.
But it's basically because of just shit luck and bad starts.
Well, if he quit crashing would be helpful too.
Yeah.
Him and Amart laying in the corner.
Yeah,
First corner is getting old.
Whatever he's got going on it's impressive that he's having his best 450 outdoor series ever.
Yeah.
So
The outdoor gods still hate him, but whatever.
I think he's just realizing that, hey, man, like, this is the best outdoor season. I finally got that out overall.
Yeah.
Like, I know that he wants to win more, but I think he'll be like, yeah, that's cool. And then he's like, 2023 Supercross, it's fucking on.
Yeah.
Because we all know that Supercross for him, that's where he's like, oh, like, I can win this championship.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Craig goes 5-3 for fourth.
That second moto
Big
was
Christian Craig fan.
That second moto was impressive.
Dude, he is. I'm not gonna lie. Christian Craig's a good fucking outdoor rider.
I'm not gonna lie. Christian Craig's a good fucking 450 rider.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
In the second moto, and it was impressive too because he actually had to work his way through the pack.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He didn't just yank like a starter he did at Southwick. Like, he had to work his way through, and then he gapped a little bit.
I'm really hopeful that he doesn't get on a steel frame and take a step backwards. I'm really hopeful that they get that bike situated underneath him and it works well.
I think that dude is so fucking smooth. He could ride a lawnmower and make it look cool.
I really hope so, but I'm super nervous. It's going to get fucking weird.
I just think that, like, everybody had this expectation with Malcolm that, oh, man, he's so aggressive and it's going to calm him down because of the flex of the bike. But I think Christian, because he is so smooth and calculated, I don't think it'll...
Have you heard, is Stu going to ride any outdoors? Because he's riding.
Unadilla. He's supposed to be coming back at Unadilla.
Oh.
And so is Dino.
Unadilla, we're going to have like a whole new crop of talent.
Yeah, Dylan's coming back. Dino's supposed, which I don't know how the fuck that's even possible.
His third asshole must be sealed up.
Healing up, or like there's an eye in there. They
Yeah.
just patch it. Dino, Malcolm, 250s. There's a couple guys coming back. Colton Nichols. So, yeah, we're supposed to have an influx of guys coming back.
Whole crop of guys coming back.
Yeah, and somehow still not Marvin Musquin.
I really wish I had contact info for him because I would call him and be like, what the fuck is happening?
I know this is going to probably sound stupid, but the more and more that this season goes on and the more and more nobody wants to talk about it, the more and more pissed off I get. It's so fucking frustrating.
And he hasn't been announced for a World Supercross deal either. Like, this is fucking weird.
I will tell you this. If that dude somehow gets fucked over...
Whose wife do you sleep with?
Why would you want to sleep with anybody else's wife?
I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, that's like this weird vibe I get of
all I
like...
will say is that if he somehow gets fucked over from furthering his career, this will be the biggest bunch of bullshit I've seen in a long time. God, it pisses me off.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Ryan Dungey goes 4-6 for fifth. Really thought he was going to get a podium.
See, that's another thing, too. A lot of people talked about this, and I kind of forgot. Like, I was like, oh, yeah, hometown, like, really good at Millville. And then I started thinking back to the Villapoto days, and Cooksey even made this comment. When him and Villapoto raced, when Villapoto was at his best, especially like 2013, when he just won like 20 out of 24 or whatever it was, Villapoto beat Dungey more at Millville, and Dungey beat Villapoto at Washougal. Mm-hmm. And then I started thinking about him going, you're right. Actually, Dungey was always better at Washougal than he was Millville.
Yeah.
People just had this notion that because he grew up riding Millville, kind of like with J Mart and A Mart, like, oh, they're going to kill it. I actually think he has a better shot at getting on the box at Washougal
Maybe.
than he did going into Millville. I didn't think about that. And then as the week went on, I was like, oh, you know what? You're fucking right.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, he straight up beat Villapoto in 2013 when it looked like RV was like unbeatable outside of like a mechanical.
Yeah. But still, man, that
just
old retired guy is the most solid KTM rider right now. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Barsha goes 6-5 for sixth.
Nah.
Okay.
Just kind of how his season's going.
Can't wait to see him on 250s as Nations, just wringing the neck of that fucking gas.
Yeah, we're gonna talk.
Having fun.
Yeah, we're
at Bud.
Yeah, at Bud. We'll talk. Yeah, that'll be part of our talk.
AP goes 7-7 for seventh. Has a lot of sevens there.
7-7-7.
7-7-7-7.
I mean,
7 times 4 is 28.
I guess he's just. I guess if you count Southwick, he's doing better than he was at the beginning of the year. I mean, it's not going to shock me that if it's not going to shock me if he's not on that KTM next year. I'm not making a...
Have you heard they're trying to buy him out of his contract or something? Because he's got another year, doesn't he? This is only year one.
I have not heard anything. I have a buddy that's...
I think he'll be there next year.
I have a buddy that's kind of in the know with some of the KTM people. Not like Roger or Ian, but like he knows people. I can contact him and just like float that comment out there. But I feel with the way this is going...
Who is it? What's his name? Drop the name.
I'm not going to drop the name.
Drop
because
it.
then he's not going to be a contact
Don't
anymore.
be a fucking bitch.
I don't want to.
No one watches this show.
Yeah, we'll get you tens and tens of views.
Tens and tens of views.
Anyways, I think there's a lot of stuff going on with KTM, and I think that I don't know. I feel like a house cleaning is coming up soon.
Maybe. We'll see. All right. Benny Bloss goes 9-10 for 8th.
Kind of, I mean, he's been solid when he's not been on the ground this year. It's kind of what Benny does. He's solid when he doesn't crash.
Literally don't pay attention to him because I don't pick him for fantasy. Speaking of fantasy,
Yeah.
I think I smoked you by like 100 points yesterday.
I have no idea.
And I really thought I was going to... I smoked you by 100 points, and that was with a Tie Master pool.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like, after the live timing went down,
Yeah.
and I couldn't see the updated points, I haven't checked it.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to check afterwards because, Daddy's going to have to get a Grand National Championship plate here for the studio, for fantasy, for the host.
Yeah. Fantasy.
Good to be on top.
Fantasy at this point is just whatever.
Oh boy, here we go. He's already given up, folks. We're not
I'm
halfway through.
No, I'm still gonna go through the season.
All that talking shit. I'm gonna fucking smoke you outdoors. I'm so fucking good outdoors.
Look, man, you've had 2 rounds where you've been like actually better than me. Outside of that,
It wasn't even a good round yesterday. I scored like 430 points.
No, I'm saying
but I put like 100 points on
That's
you
what I mean.
yesterday.
You've had 2 rounds where you've been better than me, but like outside of that, that's the only reason you're ahead of me.
Honestly, I'm not even sure how it's happening because I'm just literally willy-nilly picking.
Yeah, I think that's my thing. I think I'm overthinking it.
Like Supercross, I'm very calculated at who I'm picking, and here I'm just like, yeah, whatever.
I think it's because you're taking risks with like small digit like.
I did
handicaps.
take. I mean, the Tie Master pool thing was a risk.
No, that's not a
yesterday.
risk. You put Max Volan and Ryder D, and I looked at them and going, yeah, like they're small handicaps, and the chances of them getting close to the top
Volan's
5.
been on the up and up.
Yeah, we'll talk
He's
about him.
making gains.
Yeah, we'll talk about him.
The Ryder D was a bit of a thing, but I was like, man, he could probably be in the top 10.
And that's my thing is where like I think I'm being like way too conservative, and I'm like, oh, I'm picking guys that like have good handicaps.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyway, all right. Shane is 10-11. Have we heard anything about if he's staying after Unadilla?
I mean, I would assume so, but
we'll see. Okay.
yeah.
Heartthrob goes 13-13 for 10. That's weird. 13-13 for 10.
Sounds like how the season's gone.
Yeah.
Weird shit.
I heard, well, like I said, I heard he took an insurance policy on himself for Supercross and scored with that. So he's made some money. He doesn't give a fuck about
I
outdoors.
think he's going to make more money next year, too, because he's probably going to go ride World Supercross.
Yeah. A-Mart's final, Millville, 12-14 for 11th. We're going to see him on a dozer next year, so that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Freddie Noren makes a triumphant return, going 11-17 for 12. Dude, Savacci had a good fucking day going yesterday.
Dude,
until it wasn't.
Oh, my God, dude. Something about that Kawasaki.
I'm not going to lie. Joey Savacci's a good fucking rider.
Wow. Holy. Did hell just fucking freeze over right
I
now? It
think
got
so.
cold as shit in here.
I think so.
Holy shit.
That's
so
the
he's
air conditioning.
Yeah, it must be.
73 degrees in here.
I mean, dude, I still stand by my comment. Like, they really need to think about putting him as a third guy next year. Because here's the crazy thing. You think about how well he's doing outdoors.
well, we say well, but it was 28-8 yesterday.
Yeah, but you look at it and go, dude, his fucking speed is.
yeah.
And the only reason that second moto went
good starts and like
and the only reason
leading.
that second moto went the way it did is because he hit the ground twice in the first moto. I think because I think he tweaked something on the downhill coming down Mount Martin. But see, here's the crazy thing: on that 450, historically, he's a better Supercross guy than he is outdoors.
Oh, yeah.
So you go, dude, if he comes in with a factory Cowie rot, kind of like the year that he was with them,
Mm-hmm.
like, dude, we're gonna get on the box, we're gonna win heat races, we're gonna be fastest qualifier, and you go, God, I know speed-wise AC is better than him, but Jesus Christ, like...
Yeah. I don't know. We'll
I
see,
think
man.
Cowie really needs to evaluate that situation because I think it'd be dumb not to.
Yep. Max Anstey went cartwheeling down Mount Martin, from what I understand.
Not the way to end your last outdoor race for the team before you go to World Supercross.
No.
Was running 7th, though, so...
8:33 for 14.
Yeah, he was riding really well.
Good rides, but just, that he, from what I understand, that him and that bike cartwheeled down there. I heard it ended up over the fence.
And here's the thing, too, man. Like, people would go, oh, that's just... I'm like, Max is not really a crasher. Max really doesn't crash that often, so that was kind of like an aberration.
What I heard was, because I was listening to a Jet interview, and Jet said he bombed that hill in practice and didn't really pay attention, and they had lipped up. You know how you come down and it kind of boop boop?
Yeah.
They'd lipped that up. So he said when he came down in practice, he came in hot the first lap and hit that and was like, ooh, we jumped a lot farther than I anticipated.
It's pretty much what Justin Cooper did.
Yeah. So, probably something like that. There were some weird crashes.
After the finish a lot, too.
Yeah, which we're gonna get to
Kenny
here.
going up Mount
yeah, 'cause
Martin.
have you seen Kenny's Instagram post today?
No, but I saw the crash that he actually had. What he did when he went up when he crashed the first.
Oh,
moto.
yeah.
yeah.
That was-
I'm like,
yeah,
what
that
the-
was
what the
gnarly.
fuck?
Yeah, so Marchbanks goes 39th, 30th place, and then 9th place, which is
30 and
30
9th and
and-
39th.
30 and then 9th for 15.
Yeah,
and Kenny goes 26-12 for
That 9th, he really
16.
That 9th, Marchbanks he really needed to do that because he was on a stretch there for a couple
So
rounds.
Club doesn't ride outdoors next year, right? They just do the World Supercross only
no,
thing.
J Mart's riding for him. J Mart's not doing just Supercross.
So 2024 Club is out of outdoors, correct?
I mean, you would assume so. Which, if that's the case, then that means J Mart is not going to be riding for Club in 2024. J Mart is never going to go to a Supercross only. Look,
depends,
I know. We go back and forth on that, and I know that I'm slowly leaning towards your way. But like, let's be honest. There's no fucking way Jeremy Martin ever rides for a team
Yeah.
that's just Supercross.
Yeah, probably.
Like he is like that one dude that'll be like, no.
I don't know how many teams are going to be left in Supercross or in outdoors, to be honest with you.
He might just fucking go and win every fucking 250 and 450 moto.
Maybe. Yeah, dude, Kenny's day. I had this on my list here. That was bad. It's really bad. It's not good. His Instagram post was the 2 videos of him crashing, and the caption was "Sweet weekend," which I'm like, fucking killer.
I know we'll get
Love
into
this
this.
guy right here.
I know we'll get into this. Obviously, we're a ways away. Like when we talk about our preview show for Supercross 2023. Man, I don't really. I've said this multiple times now. With Kenny at this point, man, I don't know. I don't even.
He's still
I don't
out
even
there
really care to-
publicly talking about how he feels like he can still do it.
I don't even really. No, that's not the thing. And I will never say, "Hey, it's time to hang it up," because I mean, for God's sakes, he still is one of the best dudes in the world. But at this point, like, I don't even really care that he's out there anymore.
I just don't think he is.
I mean, does that sound bad?
I think he really needs to switch his mindset. And I know this is weird because last year he finished 2nd place in both point series.
Yeah. But that was last year.
I just think he's got to change his mindset to, I'm a race winner. Like, I can go out and win races. And I'm a fan favorite because I can say whatever the fuck I
Kinda
want
like
to.
a Chad Reed
Kind of
thing.
like a Chad Reed. But I'm not a championship guy anymore.
I will also say, as much as this pains me to say, and I can't believe I'm actually going to say this, I think he needs to be off Honda. I think he needs to go somewhere else.
Yeah. He doesn't have a deal for next year yet.
Yeah, well, maybe that's a fucking good thing, and maybe he should go somewhere else because we're looking at what Eli just did. We're looking at what Jason Anderson just did.
Yep.
All these dudes have revamped their career. Look, I know everybody's like, oh, it's not that big of a deal because all these teams are really good, and I know the
Been
Honda.
with Honda for 5 years,
Honda
man.
is
It
really
might
good.
be time to change that fender.
Look, I fucking hate that because I love Kenny being on a Honda. We've had some really sick moments with him on a Honda. But we also had some really sick moments with him on a Suzuki.
I really think he needs to go back to a yellow fender, to be honest with you.
I
Hep-
agree.
I think Hep needs to throw a bunch of money at him.
And now with all this talk about Suzuki going out of, which that, I don't know if you saw that too, that was talked about.
I haven't
Somebody
seen
brought
anything
that up
about
with,
that.
no, not Hep, with Suzuki like yanking all of their money from MotoGP.
Oh.
Somebody
no, I haven't
like
seen
sa-
that either.
I don't know where I saw the press, or it wasn't a press release, it was more of like a blurb.
Yeah.
Now that they got the money, man, you know,
Well, I told you, I heard they offered AC.
maybe he needs to be back on a yellow bike.
Maybe.
I think the Honda thing is getting stale. Mm-hmm. I know they're paying him a lot of money, but it's like, dude,
That Twisted T Hep Suzuki would fit the Kenny motto.
yeah, because you
Pretty
know that he would
fucking
fucking drink
good.
a Twisted Tea after a race. He would have no problem. Not at this point in his career. Listen, I'm not saying he's not taking it seriously, but let's be real. If you were to dive into his everyday life, he's probably like 25% less serious. Probably spending more time on a wakeboard than he is anything else.
I mean, dude, go back. What was that last year? He rode a KTM. Or no, when he won on the Suzuki.
So 2016.
And he's eating pizza and drinking Coors Light after
Yeah.
the race. I mean, the serious level, or well, at least the fun level has been high for a while with him. Like I said, I think that team might be a good fit, and I really think Suzuki should take a hard look at offering him a couple $1,000,000 to ride.
I agree. Now with all
And-
this influx of cash, too.
Yes. So, all right, let's keep going here. Marshall Welton, 24-15 for 19th. He hasn't been as great since Redbud.
No. Southwick kind of was just bad luck because he was in a first turn crash, and then I can't remember what happened in the second moto. He worked his way through.
Yeah.
Millville was up and down. I mean, that just kind of happens, man. Sometimes you get in the ebbs and flows of an outdoor season. Same thing with
Yep.
Supercross. Like, you start off really strong, and I still think Marshall could end on a really strong base. or a really strong part of the season. But, I mean, dude, we're getting into the point of the year for both classes where a lot of, like, these privateers, and you can't really say Marshall's a privateer anymore, but a lot of these guys that aren't, like, heavy hitter names.
Yeah.
Where they start to kind of, like, settle into where they actually are. And these really crazy rides, not fluke rides, because everything you get, you earn. But these crazy rides of, oh, I'm going to get, like, an 8th at a moto, or I'm going to get a 11th when my best finish ever was a 20th. They kind of start to dwindle. And that's also, too, because, like, dude, that's a lot of stress on those guys as well, you know? So.
Yeah. All right, let's skip around a little bit here. So Chiz goes 31-16 for 20th, just jumping in. That's a typical Chiz ride. Friend of the show, who we're going to talk to in a little bit, Moranz, goes 1939 for 25th, which was due to a flat tire, but we'll talk to him about that. Eric Grondal, sponsor of the show with Adept Creative Co. Make sure to check them out. Link in the description down below. 27-29 for 30th. Jace Kessler, friend of the show, 35-27 for 34th.
There was a Dutch implant. Lars Van Berkel.
Oh, yep, 34-24. Justin Rodbell goes 39-25. I wonder if his shock went up his ass again.
Did you see that Jake Masterpool actually showed up and raced?
Did he?
Yeah.
No, I did not.
Yeah, I saw Jake on the timing screen. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, Jake's... He hasn't raced a national since, like, COVID season.
Yeah, Cade Clayson was there. That's weird. I didn't know he was riding. 37-37 for 38th.
Yep.
Sweet. And Jeff Walker goes DNF 40 for 41st.
Yeah, I wonder what happened with him. Maybe Kevin will have some idea because, you know, they're just like
They're
always
homies.
riding. Homies now.
Anything else 450-wise you want to talk about?
No, it is crazy to think, though, that how much, the last thing I'll say is crazy to think how much Eli and Chase now have kind of separated themselves.
Oh, yeah. Big time. Big separation.
It does make me wonder, not that in the sense that when they jump in, they'll be right there with Dylan or with Eli and Chase, because we know that's not going to happen. It does make me wonder if Malcolm is actually coming back for Unadilla, where Malcolm and Dylan right away. Because once again, I'm not expecting, especially Malcolm, but it does make me wonder where they're going to be, because they're both coming off of serious shit. It makes me wonder, where are they going to be right away on Unadilla? Because Dylan just started riding a turn track this week. I've heard Mookie's been on a bike for a little bit, but fucking who knows? That whole camp is weird. You know what I'm saying?
Everything over there is weird.
So it does make me wonder, where are they going to be literally right from Jump Street when we go to Unadilla?
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know. Because with Dylan, you're talking about something very, very serious. And Malcolm, obviously, it's serious. But he hasn't raced outdoors in
Years.
2014, 2015. I don't even remember the last time. It was when he was on a TLD Honda.
It's a long time.
So it does make me wonder. Mookie, I have no expectation. Is Dylan right off you would have to think Dylan, if he's healthy, is right off the bat top 10.
Yeah.
And then by the time we get to the last two rounds, he starts sticking his nose in there. That's another thing you got to consider. I don't know if it's going to happen, because you're talking about he's coming off something serious. He hasn't raced since Detroit Supercross, and Jesus, that was March. If he somehow is back to 100, which once again, there's no way it's possible, but just say he is, that's another thing that Chase is going to have to start thinking about. Now you got the defending champ that's going to stick his... Maybe he doesn't do it for 35, because once again, he's not going to be in that race shape. But now you're talking about, Dylan's going to stick his nose in there, and he's going to make shit tough for you for maybe 20 minutes.
Yeah.
If Eli's out front,
that's why they're bringing him back.
And
That is
why
he's going to race here this outdoor season.
And that even makes it more like, oh, hey. And also, we like to talk about Chase at Paula. Dylan's really fucking good at Paula, too. Dylan did fucking win there last year, and that's when the start of all of it, of Dylan winning his title, was that one moto. And I know Chase, they had that crazy end of the finish. But, like, we like to talk about Chase at Paula. Dylan's pretty fucking good at Paula, too. So if you're telling me that Dylan's 95% by the time we go to Paula,
yeah,
it might not matter if somehow Chase can fucking split wins. Because if you go get beat one of the motos by Dylan, it really isn't going to matter. So we're in for a drag-out fight till the end of the series, but it is wild to me how much those two have separated themselves from everyone else now.
Yep.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, that was our 450 wrap-up, brought to you again by our friends at JT Cycle. Link in the description. Okay, so before we move on here to 250s, which we got about 45 minutes, couple of things. Number one, can we talk about J-Mart being a commentator.
Fucking loved it.
Dude, he was hilarious.
Fucking dude, I was thinking about the whole time. Oh my god! I was like, oh, J Mart's like a kid in a candy factory.
I'm just like dying. I'm like, dude, we don't get this out of commentators.
Oh,
Just
dude,
like,
he was so authentic.
so authentic.
And he was like, frickin', I mean, I'm sorry, excuse my language,
Yeah.
because normally in his videos he's like, fuck, shit, ass.
I had to rewind and see what he said because I didn't catch what
And
he
they're like,
said. And then
frickin'?
he said, "Oh, sorry, excuse my language." I'm like, "Oh, did he just swear on national TV?" This
Well, he
is gonna
said,
be awesome.
he said ass a couple
did he?
times. Yeah. Dude, I'm actually really shocked that he was as good as he was.
Yeah.
Like, he was good. I could listen, obviously, to have J Mart in the booth every weekend, to be honest with you. Because, you know, we talk about the way Weege is and the way Daniel is for Supercross. Look, Brock Glover has been really good because he's been around the sport for a long time. He still has a really good relationship being with Dunlops, so he knows these dudes. I'll take J Mart yesterday over anybody we've had in the studio.
I'm really interested when is Stu doing it?
Well, you would think he's got to be coming up fucking soon because we're not going to have Carmichael again because we're not back on NBC yet.
No, yeah, so we're out on that.
So, and Glover has openly talked about he really likes doing it, but he doesn't really know that if it's worth it doing it anymore because it's still hard because he still is with Dunlop.
Yeah.
McGrath, I think we'll probably have McGrath and Ricky Johnson back for Paula. And who else was there besides J. Martin Stu? Who else
I
was
don't
left?
remember.
Didn't there was
Villapoto's doing one.
So Villapoto and
I bet
Bradshaw.
Villapoto's this week.
Oh yeah, so he'll be at Washougal and then Bradshaw.
Bradshaw, yeah, because Bradshaw was supposed to do one here. That was the second Glover one. He was supposed to do that, but he was sick.
So he will probably, I would assume, be in for Unadilla. Because I feel like Stu he doesn't want to go to Unadilla ever.
All right, and the technical difficulties never stop.
All
I
right,
have no
so-
idea why the fuck that just
So the
shut
last
off.
thing I'll say is, you did hear, though, that J-Mart is trying to come back at some point.
yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't think we would see J-Mart until Supercross.
He wants to do a round or two. No expectations, just to get used to the team. So I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, that would be cool.
Yeah.
I'd really like to see J-Mart outdoors on that club bike before we go into Supercross.
Well, we're gonna see it. He's out riding it right now.
That's cool. I'm
So-
curious. I'm curious. I know he's only been on the bike for a little bit. I'm curious where his speed's at already
Yeah.
because he comes back pretty quickly.
Yep. Okay. Let's get into 250s, and then if we have time, we'll do our rant before we get Kev on here. So, your 250 race recap brought to you by our friends Josh and Kayla over at Worx. Check them out at gutterworksgutters.com. They do custom seamless gutters and also other exterior modifications to your house. Great people, awesome people. They were at Martin yesterday. Sick. We were not there. Sick. Haven't rode in weeks. Sick. But hey, don't worry. August, we're going to Redbud, and then Ironman.
Going to Vet Fest?
Yes.
When is Vet Fest again?
I don't remember which one. So I
think it's 13th.
13th? Is that it? Yeah. So there's that. Then there's a local race the next weekend, and then we go to Ironman.
I might go with you to Vet Fest.
Sick.
Yeah.
Let's fucking do it.
Because I always like going to the Vet. It's been a while since I've been to an actual Vet Fest, but I like going to them, especially now that
When last year was a million fucking degrees, I rode one moto and went home.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember you telling me about that. But they also, I mean, it is Redbud. They actually they're pretty stacked these days. A lot of fast dudes show up.
Yeah.
So I actually might go with you to that one.
Cool. Let's do that. Okay, cool. So anyway, 250 race recap.
Dude, fucking, I swear to God, that. Once again, we had something shaping up to be two fucking great motos. And the first moto was great. And then Hunter just decides to forget how to ride through traffic. Because his line selection at the end of that second moto was absolute ass.
The Golden Jet is just fucking on it. When it's your year, it's your year, and it's his year,
we've talked
number
about
one.
that. Yep.
He would be 7 for 7 right now. He's as it is. He's 6 out of 7.
Yeah.
So,
How?
dude, just fucking.
He was on it. He was good.
Oh, dude. So I listened to a thing. He literally said that he told Doc G and his dad after Redbud, I'm gonna win every fucking race the rest of the year.
I mean, he did. I mean, he won both motos yesterday and stuff. You know, I mean, who fucking. What is really weird, I don't get it. I'm sitting there watching it, and Hunter was so far off in practice. And I'm like, why can't. Where was that intensity at Southwick? Where was that intensity? And I know that he got second, so it's kind of like throwing shade at Hunter for Redbud, but because he got dropped the second moto. But I'm like, dude, do you just like sometimes just pick and choose? Because that whole weekend was like was a role reversal of like High Point. Mm-hmm. He had the speed to beat Jet both motos. Second moto was just shit. And he also, I'm glad that Thomas Welch is okay, but bummer for him, dude.
Bro, did you see that on the broadcast? Because
I saw him laying there, and I'm like, oh, that's because I saw the red gear, and I'm like, oh, that's Thomas Welch.
I went back because I saw him laying there, and then I was like, wait a minute, there's somebody dead on the track.
Oh, dude, he was not moving.
And like I rewound it and then paused it, and I was like, holy shit, he is dead.
Well, first off, like Weege said, I think he thought it was Jerry Lorenz, and I'm like, that's not Jerry. I'm
Yeah.
like, and then I'm like, oh, that's Thomas Welch, and I'm like, he's not moving.
No.
But dude, bummer deal for Hunter. Like he's out front. He's feeling it, and then the second moto restart, shit start. Like, it's still on you to get the start. But the first moto, man, epic battle. Like, Jet's out front. Hunter tracks him down. Jet fades a little bit wide. Hunter gets around him, gaps a little bit. Jet reels him back in, sitting back there marking him. And then we get to the last 2 laps, and I'm like, Hunter, did you just forget how to ride through traffic? Like, because that line selection, and you know what? It's not taking anything away from Jet. Jet fucking won the race. He did what he had to do.
Yeah.
But part of me, it was screaming, going, Hunter, outside
Yeah.
every fucking what are you doing?
And he knows that. So like I've listened to a couple post race interviews now with him, and where you would think he would be super like pissed off because he lost the race, he was just like, it was almost just like a bum, like,
you think
dude,
because he
I fu-
knows he had it and
Yeah.
he just
and he knows it was his fault. Like,
yeah.
a lot of the guys at that point would be screaming, these fucking lappers,
Mm-hmm.
these fucking and he's like, dude, I just fucked up the line.
Yeah, because it was like coming out of the roller or out of the first set of rollers and shit, and he had control of the inside, and you go, dude, anybody else, like Jet, if that was Jet,
Yeah.
if he'd have been out front, he would have seen that those guys were fading wide, that obviously corner was deeper on the outside, and then it set you up for that wall, so a lot of guys were hesitant. You're like, oh, those lappers are going to fade to the outside. Hunter had control of the inside. If he would have just blocked Jet,
Yeah.
and then he fades the outside, I'm like, the fuck are you doing?
Well, and even like Hunter even said, he was like, dude, I fucked that up. And he's like, again, there was no shade thrown at those lappers from him,
No,
which I
'cause it
was
was his fault.
wildly impressed. And he's like, they were battling for a spot. He's like, and I just fucked up where I went.
And here's the
I
thing,
should
too.
not have gone where I went. And I'm like, we go from last week with the Styles Robertson thing, where I'm like, man,
By the
he's
way,
fucking immature.
I heard him what happened afterwards, and I'm a little upset with the way Hunter apparently handled that. Apparently, Styles went over to him. And
Oh,
tried,
yeah.
and Hunter was.
Did you see the video?
I did not see the video.
Oh, dude, he was
not-
fuck you, fuck off,
Look,
get
Hunter's
the fuck
my,
out of
Hunter's
here.
my guy, and you know that he's been my guy, and he still is my guy. That's a
Like
I'm
I said,
not-
there was an immaturity last week that I was like, Jesus
which
Christ,
you normally
that's
don't
a
see from
terrible
him.
look.
You don't see that from him.
And then we go to this week with the lappers, where I'm now expecting that immaturity, and there's like, yeah, I fucked up. They were battling, like, wasn't their fault, whatever. And I'm like, okay.
And here's the wild thing too. Had he not lost all that time because of his line selection, he had a fucking line on the track if he would have been on Jet's rear wheel to pass him. Coming
Yeah.
down Mount Martin. Mm-hmm. Jet rode perfect, as he usually does. Hunter, if he would have been in within a half a bike length coming down Mount Martin,
Yeah.
he would have passed Hunter.
Yeah.
Because that line he had on the outside and then straightening out for the right-hander at the bottom,
Yeah.
he would have went. It was kind of like what J-Mart did last year.
Yeah,
when
that was a good line. I watched that a couple
Hunter,
times.
he probably watched what J-Mart did last year. He's like, dude, this is how you take this line.
Yeah.
If he would have been in half a bike length, now who knows what would have happened after that? Maybe Jet runs him in on a little bit, whatever. Hunter could have got around him.
Mm-hmm.
So you're sitting there going, holy shit, dude. You even had a line on the track that you knew you
Would
could have
get
passed him.
Yep.
And so I'm mad at Hunter in that sense because it sucks because we didn't see the battle all the way down to the finish. And it's frustrating because it's like, dude, you had it this weekend. You could have split motos with your brother. Who's to say you couldn't have beat him both motos? And then you just, I don't know what you were doing. And it's and once again, when it's your year, your Jet just did what Jet does. But it's like, fuck, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You had it. You weren't going to make it. Even if you would have went 1-1, you still would have been, it still would have been, fucking 9 points or whatever. But still, it's like, man, you got to take those when you can with how you rode at Southwick. And he couldn't capitalize on it. And here's another thing.
Yeah.
He was out front in that second moto. Him and Jet were going at it again. It could have been the same fucking thing as it did the first moto.
Yep.
So I'm sitting there going, I don't know who wins that second moto.
Yeah.
Because it would have been the same thing over and over again. Because Jet did what Jet normally does. But you can also look at it and going, who knows? Maybe Jet would have just passed him.
Yeah.
But Jet was marking him unless he would have tried to tap into that out of control or what he was doing at Southwick where he's always in control, but riding maybe somewhere where he just doesn't like riding all the time. And you go, he might have had to tap into that to actually pass Hunter.
Yeah.
Had Hunter. So you're like, oh, I don't fucking know. But you know what? Jet did what he had to do, and he got another overall. So it's like Hunter has nobody to blame but himself.
I'm just really sad that we're not going to see a perfect 12-0 season here because of a motor issue at Redbud. That's annoying because, I mean, it could happen, but it's hard to see him losing, barring another motor or something crazy where he hits the deck
I mean,
hard.
Hunter can still. I mean, he proved yesterday, like he's obviously beat.
I still think Hunter and Shimoda can upset the apple cart here at some point.
And who knows if once again we also
man.
told with J-Mart. If J-Mart comes back and he's close to 100, not Paula, not going to happen.
Yeah.
But if he's like 100%, he comes back to Bud's Creek or he comes back to Ironman. That's another dude you got to think about it. Championship wise, it's not going to matter. But you're talking about he could take something from Jet, but it's like. Dude, it's frustrating because kind of unlike with the 450 title, we know that this title is pretty much done for now because of the way Hunter rode at Southwick. Mm-hmm. So now you're just looking at it going...
now we're at like a 27-point lead
yeah,
here.
Yeah, because now you're looking at it going, well, who's going to put pressure on him? And yes, Hunter and Joe can do it. And it sucks because Levi Kitchen was one of those guys, and now
he's got
with a broken wrist,
he's gone.
He's thinking about trying to be back for the last 3. But I don't see how that's possible.
Pushing it.
Yeah, that'd be really
He's
fucking...
having surgery on it.
Yeah, that'd be really stupid on his end. So, look, Jet, he did what he had to do, and it was good. And, Hunter had the speed to beat him or split with him, whatever you want to call it. And he couldn't capitalize.
Yep.
So...
Yeah, so... all right, so Jet goes 1-1. Shimoda goes 3-2 for second. Another good ride.
Gotta stop getting bad starts, though.
Yeah.
And when Jason asked him, he's like, just another normal start.
Yeah. And then Hunter goes 2-5 for third. Justin Cooper, 6-3 for fourth.
Getting a little bit better each round. He was frisky in qualifying.
It is not Justin Cooper of last year.
No, it is not.
Before that.
But that qualifying was a little shocking to me. He did go 1.8 faster than Jet.
Dude, I saw that because I didn't obviously get to watch it, which we're going to rant about later. But
that had to have shocked you a little bit.
It did. When I looked at when I went to pick fantasy and I looked, I went, "Holy shit, he went 1.8 faster."
I was like,
"What the fuck is happening?"
And he was even feeling frisky at the beginning of that first moto.
Yeah.
And obviously, fucking bad line selection or whatever. But
I keep hearing. I've heard again.
Outdoor thing.
Outdoor only.
Yeah. I think it's the only thing that makes sense.
Super interesting.
I think it's really stupid, but whatever. Bobby Regan's going to do what Bobby Regan wants. But no, he's not the same guy as last year because the guy from last year, if that was him in that first moto, I don't know if he wins, but he definitely pulls a gap with a start like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's not the same Justin Cooper.
I got him for an FFL in the second moto, so I'm pumped.
Hey, you know what, though? I don't like Justin Cooper, but if he's getting closer and closer to being healthy again, that's a good thing for everybody.
Yep. RJ goes 5-4 for fifth.
Still looks like a fucking ragdoll.
Still looks like RJ. Got stabbed in the heart, so he's not. So he's a vampire. It's fucking weird.
What are the voodoo dolls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Max Volan 4-6 for sixth. He's trending upwards.
Do you know what he got at Southwick? Okay, maybe not Southwick is not a good example because it's not a same guy.
remember.
What did he do at Redbud? Was he top 10 at Redbud?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean
I don't remember.
Well,
everything
hopefully.
blends
Look,
together.
he's got to keep doing it because if not, Roger's going to put him in the fucking bathroom.
I heard there's,
and look, Tom Viel's coming over, so it's like, dude, he's probably looking and going, I need to start delivering.
I mean, you and I both heard the same thing. They're trying to buy him out of that contract because he's got one more year.
He's got to deliver because, like I said, with Viel coming over next year, that's going to put a lot of pressure on Volan.
Honestly, I think it'd be stupid to buy him out of his contract because I feel like next year is going to be a decent year for him. Because,
you would hope so,
because
but
you're sophomore slumping right now, essentially.
But like I said, Supercross not so much, but outdoors, he has got to start.
Supercross, he just needs to go and finish in the top 10.
But outdoors, he has got to do something.
Yeah.
Because like I said, with Viel coming over next year,
Look,
Viel is instantly going to be a title contender outdoors, and if Volan is still flopping around in 10th,
yep,
it's just not going to be good. But that was a step in the right direction for him. Now we're going to Washougal, a track that the soil fits Volan better.
Yeah, we'll see.
If he can get on the box again, or not get on the box, but get another top 5, it's a good thing. But like I said, he needs to deliver these last 5 rounds. He needs to do something. He can't be 10th.
It's a really bad look for KTM if they do buy him out of his contract and he's gone next year off of KTM because it's like, okay, you force this fucking kid to go pro early, and then you're fucking pissy with him when he doesn't deliver the way you think he should deliver. Like
Here's the thing though that is not going to be good for KTM.
I'll talk a bunch of shit about KTM at
I
that
will
point.
too. Yeah. Here's not something that's not good for KTM though. Volan had his you can't even call them struggles. I don't know what you called happened to him in Supercross this year. He was decent his rookie year. Vial's coming in, and it's not confirmed, but I'm pretty sure he's going to ride Supercross. Vial, he has the talent to pick up on it pretty quickly, but he's obviously going to be rough. This is probably going to be like a Ken Roxon thing when Kenny came over.
Yeah.
Have some flashes and then just be like, whatever. Your Supercross season ain't going to be great for your 250 guys.
No.
That's why I say that Volan has to
There's
be...
nothing great about KTM right now.
No. No. Outside of the fact that because Jet's going to be gone, Vial basically is going to instantly be the title favorite.
Yeah.
For outdoors at least. Yeah, it's KTM. It's going to be fucking rough next year. They think this year's been rough. Next year's going to be a whole new level of rough.
Yep. So Haymaker goes 8-7 for 7th. So okay.
Was good at the beginning of the moto. I think that now the wear and tear of doing all of outdoors. He's not. We know. Look, he's good. He's not having an Epstein bar, but the wear and tear of finally riding a full outdoor season.
This is like what we're talking about with a lot, or what people are talking about with the star kids here.
Yeah.
Is like, okay, you go from
Romano is a perfect example.
yeah, you go from riding once every 4 months or racing once every 4 months to now you're racing week in, week out, week in, week out, week in, week out.
So he's as long as Hammaker's in the top 10 and he finishes the outdoor season, I think that's his only goal.
Yeah, I think
know
it's
that he wants to
building.
be. He's shown he has the speed to be up front. But we got to remember, he's rode more Supercross than he has outdoors.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's just making through outdoors, it's a positive.
Yep. Ryder D goes 13-8 for 8th.
Second moto was impressive there for a minute. What, running 6th?
Yeah, he was up there.
Yeah, 15
I would
minutes.
say he was up there. He was on TV. Let's take a pause to talk about him for a second. So there's been a lot of controversy around the Ryder D thing.
Yeah, he made a comment that he is signed for Kawasaki.
He signed. He's signed for an amateur deal through next year.
That's his comment.
And my thing is, yes, because I heard this too, and then I watched a video about it, and I'm like, so he's got an amateur contract. So, but
that kid's not riding amateur shit
and he's just like, oh, it's fine. Like I have a deal and like whatever. And I'm like, okay, you're kind of trying to save face with Kawasaki here.
I think he's not trying to upset the apple cart.
Yeah, but I'm like, dude, you don't want to ride amateurs next year.
No, that
you
kid
don't
wants
want
to
to
be
keep riding amateurs this year.
That kid wants to be in a Supercross stadium next
Yeah.
like right now.
Yeah.
That kid wants to be Supercross like right now.
Now, don't get me wrong. A job is a job here. So if you're getting 100 Gs to ride
Yeah.
amateurs, I mean, I guess whatever.
But I think at this point for him, it's been such a building point to this point in his career
Yeah.
that he's like, and
I think he's
I think he's gonna be
ready.
8. I think he's gonna be 18 next year.
Yeah, he's ready. But he could pull a kitchen too and just wait till he's like 19 or 20.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing though. The difference with him, and you are correct, but the difference with him and Kitchen, Ryder D's been in the public eye since he was on 50s.
Yeah.
Kitchen didn't get in the public eye until
Oh,
after
yeah.
B class. So there is a little bit of a difference in that sense.
Hey, look, all I'm saying is you could extend your career here if you do the amateur thing again next year. But here's the thing. I only do the amateur thing next year again if I have a contract in hand for going pro
Yeah,
for
but don't you think
24.
don't you think there's other teams that if this doesn't work out that would want to sign him?
I mean, yeah.
There's got to be.
I'm not even a big Ryder D kid.
No, I didn't mean either.
Or Ryder D guy, and I'm like, dude, if I had a team with some money here, like, yeah, I would fucking sign him.
If I'm Husky, I pick him up.
Husky's full.
Not 250 guys.
Yeah, they are.
Who?
They have Swole, they have RJ, and
They don't have Styles. That's not confirmed. Styles
Oh,
is
yeah.
Styles is
So
going to
maybe.
Star.
Yeah.
They
So maybe.
if I'm Husky, I'm going. we
Unless
need
they're
to-
just going to 2, who knows? Austria's a
Terrible.
shit show right now.
just the fucking
It's a shit
Austrian
show.
brands are just.
But yeah, like I said, it was funny when I watched that video and him
Look.
making that statement of like, "Oh, I
He
have a
look-
deal for next year." No, you have an amateur
Look,
contract, dude.
He looked good yesterday.
And we all know you don't want to stay amateur, so
he looked good yesterday. That's all I'll give him.
He is ready
He's
to
ready.
be a pro.
He's ready, and he's
So-
definitely ready for Supercross.
Yep. So, okay. Pierce Brown goes 12-9 for 9th. So, okay. Carson Mumford got a good start there. Was it that him or was that Kilroy that got that start?
That was Kilroy that yanked the holy, but Mumford had the better overall results
Okay. So, Mumford goes
on those outdated Suzuki.
16-10 for 10th. Derek
That's it.
Kelly, your boy Thrasher goes 7-30 for
Oh,
12.
dude.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, we can talk about that.
Okay.
That was...
So, well, first off, the 7th, good because he came through the pack, and he actually was in 4th at one point.
Yep.
So, kind of like what I said with, I know you don't like Nate. what I said.
Not a Nate Thrasher guy.
But as long as he's in the top 10.
Big Christian Craig fan.
Yeah, as long as Nate's.
Big Christian Craig fan.
As long as Nate's top 10 outdoors.
Not really a huge Thrasher fan.
That's where he's going to be. As
Yeah.
long as he's top 10 outdoors, which he's pretty much been the entire year.
Yeah.
And his qualifying has been a lot better than I expected. Dude, he qualified 5th.
Yeah.
And at one point, he was 3rd.
Yep.
If he continues to be top 10. So the first moto was really, really good, just like dating back to his second moto at Southwick. Second moto, he caused that huge pile up. But let's go to the crash that took him out. Nick Romano, you're my boy. I got a lot of confidence in you, but what the fuck are you doing?
That was
What
stupid.
in the fuck are you doing?
That was really
no
stupid.
track awareness.
That was like what was it last year? Cooper Webb and who else last year?
Barsha. No, was that Sexton? I think it was
Yeah.
Sexton over the finish.
Yes. And then he almost smoked that sprinkler head.
Romano, what in the fuck? I don't know if you were dead tired and your arms were just full of blood and you couldn't move them. What the fuck are you doing?
Scrubbed it right into him, dude.
What are you doing?
Scrubbed it right into him.
And the fact that they're teammates makes it look 10 times worse. Because Romano, dude, he was on the edge, and Nate was just like, dude, what do I got to do to get around this fucking kid?
Yeah.
Because Nate was obviously fucking clearly faster than him. And Romano's like, nope. What are you doing?
Yep.
Jesus Christ. Bobby Regan was probably pulling his fucking hair out.
Probably pissed off. They probably got a good long talking to you after that ride.
And also, Romano got real lucky with what happened there when he hit the... Holy shit.
Yeah. He's still fucked up, I think.
Yeah, well, that's not great either because LeBlanc was hurt from Southwick. So if Romano's out and then Thrasher, because he didn't finish the motos out, now you're just down to... and Kutchin's out.
Yeah, but I think Thrasher's bike was just fucked up.
He was, but you could tell he was laboring, but he probably... But he
probably be
he
all
took
right.
that hit at Thunder Valley, though.
Yeah. I think Thrasher will be okay. Romano, that's a different question.
So
Because you saw him get off that bike, and he was just laying there
So
holding
you just
his
have
knee.
Nate and Cooper. Just it.
Sick.
Fucking great. You had
Sick.
well, if Nichols comes back.
Yeah, sick. So, okay, Swole, 9 DNS.
Him and his teammate.
Him and his team. It was a teammate day.
It's a teammate day.
Yeah, that was a bad situation there.
Swole was looking like he was going to line up, and then he probably was just like, well, yeah. Why? I got a deal for next year.
He's Jaleel Swole. He doesn't give a shit. Styles,
Probably wearing the same joggers in the pits.
10 DNS, and that didn't look good.
And
He had his
dude, that
boot off.
look, that sucks
foot,
so.
ankle.
That sucks so bad for that kid.
Yep.
Because we just talked about this. He was riding so good,
Yeah.
and well, luckily he's got that star deal for
I
next
don't
year.
think he was super happy with Swole there either.
No, I'd have fucking slapped him in the head.
Yeah, that was interesting crash there.
Do you also have the other Austrian, the red Austrian guy that took himself out in the first moto?
Hold on.
Okay.
So Ty Masterpool, he 11 DNF for
Crash.
17th. I don't know what
Jesus.
happened there. Fuck
No,
my
but
fantasy
he
though.
was limping though.
Yeah.
So that's not good. That kid got to wrap him in bubble wrap. Or
Michigan local Chris Prebula goes 21-14 for 18, so that's cool.
something. Yep. I think he was inside the top 15 at one point.
Let's see here. Yeah, Nick Romano 1935 for 25th. Sick, bro. Let's keep going here. And oh look, there's Michael Mosman. DNF DNS.
Dude,
have you seen his crash? What happened? Because he
No,
was
but when he stood up,
wobbly.
Yep. And then when the what was it the flagger or whatever walked over with the bike, I'm like, don't let him back on that fucking bike.
No.
Do not let him back on that bike. Because I'm looking at it and I'm watching the way he's walking that bike over to Michael, and I'm like, he's gonna let him get on there, and I'm like, do not do that.
No, that was I don't know what happened there.
You know, I'm not a big Mosman guy, and I've said some pretty hot takes on him. But God, dude, I feel so bad for that fucking kid. Because you're like, if one thing could change with his career, with like the shit that goes wrong with him, and we've talked about it before, he would actually probably have a really good career to this point, because speed is not the issue with that dude. Mm-hmm. He proved it. He won a moto earlier this year, and he was winning the first moto at High Point. But everything else with him is just a shit show.
Just a shit show.
And I will be so far as to say, do we know when his gas contract is up?
I think he's got next year too. I think I've heard Will Hahn talk. Him and Pierce are both still signed for next year.
So what do we think happens after next year?
I don't know.
Because
I don't know,
Pierce has
'cause
a
it's
lot
super
of...
weird because when we started the show, there was a fucking crop of amateurs leading for like 5 years.
Yeah.
And now we're at the end of that 5 years, and now it's like, oh, there isn't. I mean, dude, look at that. We were at Redbud for the Combine, and it's like...
Well,
you had
we had a rookie come out that we didn't even talk about, Talon Hawkins.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Husky kid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
so you're talking about... I didn't mean to cut you off, but you were talking
No.
about rookies, and that just jogged my mind.
Yep.
When he got 16th, and I think in the second moto, and let's be honest, that's only because half the field died.
Yeah, so he went 2015 for 19th.
Okay, so no offense, but that 15, he only got that 15 because, like I said,
Yeah.
everyone died.
Thrasher was down.
Styles
Swole
was round, Swole,
out.
Romano, Basterpool, everybody. So you make a good point. You talk about these rookies. So Ryder D is going to do it Ryder D. So the only Talon Hawkins. So now you're just looking at Hymas and Deegan. And then you got no one.
Yeah. Outside of that, it's like, who...
And Hymas we know is going to be next year at some point.
Which, hey, might be good. Maybe we'll finally get to the point where some of these privateer guys who put in some decent rides, like, get some help.
You mean like, I don't know, Derek Kelly, who just continues to be close to the top 10?
Which is fucking incredible because he has fucked my fantasy so many times. It's like
It's also
hard
wild
pick
to
him.
think that, like, as an amateur, he didn't even really do amateur nationals. He's always been just like a supercross guy.
In fact, Derek Kelly went 14-12 for 11th yesterday.
And his best moto has been inside the top 10. Mm-hmm. I know that his AEO ride is good, but that's a perfect example of, hey, maybe we put this kid on a factory bike and see what he can do. I'm not saying he's going to be top 5, but you give him, what, a 1-2 spot better?
Yeah.
Better than some of these fucking kids out here.
Yep.
Like,
you could probably
Jalik
get
Swole.
yourself a top 10 dude there.
He probably could be better than Jalik Swole.
Exactly.
So, Jesus Christ.
Exactly. So, all right, anything else with 250s there?
No, not really.
Okay. All right, so your 250s again brought to you by our friends at Gutter Works there. So that has pretty much wrapped up all the race recap here. So before we get Kevin Moranz on here,
One
let's
more
do
thing. Did you see McAdoo's back on the bike?
No, is he?
Yeah, he
Didn't
should
see
just
that
stay
one.
off the bike for outdoors and just supercross.
Yes. Holster Co. Reload Rant Time. Brought to you by our friends
Bring
at
it.
Holster Co. Make sure
Everybody
to check them
loved
out.
the one last week.
miholsterco.com. They did. So the rant is going to be the same still, but I'm just not quite as going to be as
Animated.
fiery as last year.
Yeah.
As last week. So the Mav TV Flow Racing thing.
Okay.
Oh, it's going to be the last 4 rounds. Oh, wait. Pause. Never mind. Mav TV app doesn't fucking exist anymore.
Oh, it exists. It's just nothing new as of after the 12th.
There's just nothing.
The 27th, though, it'll cease to exist.
Hey, Justin, how do I watch practice? Oh, you got to get the Flow Racing. Okay, cool. Oh, it's Flow Sports. Okay, cool. Type in Flow Sports in the Apple Store. Do you want to know what the first fucking app was I downloaded?
What?
Flow Sports. Caribbean. And I'm like looking at this because I just look at Flow Sports. Okay, cool. I just hit the install.
Was there a lot of volleyball?
It was all fucking soccer shit. And then and that was all there was. And I'm like, what in the fuck? And then I'm like trying to look like, okay, is my settings wrong? Like, am I set for the Caribbean or something? Because you know
Yeah.
some of them are like regional. And then there's like you go to the tab bar and it's just like about us. And I'm like, what in the fuck is this? So then I'm reading. It's like Caribbean, whatever. And I'm like, okay. So then I go back and I click the fucking link on the thing in the Mav TV app. And then it takes me into the App Store. And then it downloads the Flow Sports. Then I download Flow Sports. Okay, cool. And I was even to the point of like, fuck, I really want to watch practice. I'll just fucking pay for the month here so I can finish watching these last 2. And then I go in there and there's nothing. There's no racing. There's no motocross. There's no motorsports. There's no Mav TV. Like, I'm doing the search bar for everything. It doesn't give me fucking nothing.
What was coming up?
Nothing. Horse racing?
Really? Like, not even, like, stock car shit?
No. There was nothing. I did Mav TV. Had nothing. Literally said no search results. I'm like, what in the fuck is going on? So needless to say, did not watch practice. Oh, and by the way, went to YouTube to watch it. As you said, oh, go to YouTube, which I was like, yep, no problem. And there was like multiple live streams from people, and I was like, okay, cool. And I click it, and it's showing like last year's race. And then I'm like, okay, cool. It's not quite 11, or like it's just a few minutes after. Maybe it starts at 11:15, so I'm watching. And then all of a sudden, it's got a countdown timer. Well, it's counting down to the fucking motos. And then I'm like still searching, and I'm even like Spring Creek motocross practice, nothing. Which then you tell me today, oh, by the way, it was on the Flow Sports
Yeah, which I didn't even know
YouTube.
that. I didn't even know Flow Sports had a YouTube channel.
So needless to say, did not watch. Like, this is such a fucking shit show.
Oh, and here's a cool thing too. You know how they were talking about with like, oh, the
Hey,
bad
why won't the sport grow? Because I can't fucking watch it!
Yeah, here's a cool thing too. You know how they were saying, oh, like the $6.99 thing. By the way,
Yeah.
did you get the $6.99?
No, I'm not signing up. I'm
Oh,
fucking
you did-
done.
oh, you
I'm
didn't
done.
sign up.
No.
Oh, okay.
Why would I sign up? I couldn't even fucking find it on the app.
Okay, so
I couldn't even pull it up where it told me what fucking time practice came on.
So here's the cool thing.
I'm out.
So
Fuck you.
So they said, oh, it'll transfer over from the Mav TV for $6.99 a month. You get to redeem the code, which I couldn't do through Roku. I had to go actually on my iPad. So we'll do $6.99 a month, and then I was just going to cancel after Paula, and then that $6.99 a month will be free all the way till December, and then it goes to the yearly or whatever.
Yeah.
See, here's the thing. The fact that they moved the date up, now you're gonna have to pay for 2 months. Originally, it was only going to be, you'd only have to pay for a month because of the last 4 rounds, and it would go to September. Well, since they moved the fucking early date up to the 12th, you now have to pay for July to August and August to September.
There's a lawsuit against Mav TV.
Yeah,
by
the
way.
FCC is investigating them. Yeah,
Good.
I know. Yeah.
There needs to be. Someone should sue MX Sports too. Because this is the fucking most ridiculous thing.
It might happen. Don't be
Good.
shocked. Don't right
I'm
now.
not.
Right
I'm
now,
gonna fucking.
right now, the Mav TV, whoever runs that company, is in a lot of shit right now.
I'm here to tell you, if I didn't have,
because what they're doing is fraud.
if I didn't have Mav TV, I'm like, if my parents, who I live with,
Yep.
again, 34 years old, 33 years old, live with my parents, fuck off, don't care,
Yeah.
fuck you.
Whatever.
If
Yeah.
they didn't pay for it, I wouldn't even be watching the races right now.
No, you could be, but you'd have to wait a day before the replays go up on YouTube. So you'd find a way somehow. Somebody would have it up there. At some
We
point.
wouldn't be doing the show.
No,
the
we
show
wouldn't.
the show would be done.
Well, I talked
For
to
the
you.
summer.
I talked to you about this before Redbud. I was like, dude, I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, and see, it's weird that you had that much of a problem. And I've watched other people, and I don't know if it's because I have a Roku, because I've not had as
Yeah,
soon as I
because
pull
you're
it-
like, dude, it's on there.
yeah,
and I'm
I
like,
don't
no,
get it.
it's not.
Yeah, which I had no problems with any of the broadcasts yesterday because I was like, oh fuck. Like, we're going to have all these problems. I've heard these people, even the commercial thing, they've been doing it through the Mav TV, but now they're getting to the point that, they're only going to the 20-minute mark before they do the first commercial. And then the second moto, because of the restart with 250s, there was no commercial.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, we're going commercial free because they went later into because of the red flag. So I was like, fuck. I was like, this is going to be a pain in the ass, But, dude, and we can talk about this more in the offseason because now I feel like we're beating a dead horse when more shit comes out. I still stand by my comment. If Flow Racing doesn't offer a special package for just motocross people for next summer, there's going to be so many people that are going to be out. They're going to be fucking out. You're not going to get even the core people to spend $150 for 12 rounds of racing. It's just not going to fucking happen. It's just not going to fucking happen. Like I told you, I'll go spend my fucking money and just watch MXGPs next year. And we just won't do an outdoor show because I can guarantee you this. It won't be on Mav TV next year either.
Yeah, no, I
Because
mean,
if it goes over to Flow, they talk about Mav TV Flow. Mav TV might not even exist as a business after the FCC is done with them.
I mean, dude, yeah, this is fucking dumb.
So
And
we just might not even-
I'm not over here as a person that's like sue everybody for everything.
yeah.
I'm not that person. But this is so fucking dumb.
Like
and
I
as
said-
far as I'm concerned, I don't give a shit if you don't win the fucking lawsuit against MX Sports. Somebody just needs to sue them just to cost them fucking money at this point.
Like I said,
because this is so fucking stupid.
when the FCC is done, Mav TV might cease to exist as an actual company.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: if they go to Flow, it won't be on Mav TV anymore. So you know what? We might not even be doing an outdoor show next year.
No, we won't. We're literally
Unless
like,
unless somehow they can fucking figure this out, which I highly doubt it within a matter of fucking however many months. It's something I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what that fucking shyster Davey Coombs has got up his fucking sleeve. But I'm telling you this right now. Mark my fucking words. If they go to Flow next year and it's $150 to watch 12 rounds of motocross, not a goddamn person is going to fucking sign up for that.
yeah, we will literally do 10 rounds of World Supercross shows.
And we'll just go to the outdoor races just to go to them.
I was gonna say, yeah, we'll go to Redbud.
But we ain't
and
gonna
I'll
be
watch
doing.
it,
We won't be doing.
But
we'll
I'm
go
not
to
doing
Iron Man.
shows.
Yeah, we'll go to Iron Man. Whatever. We'll go to the races. still.
Whatever they have,
Yeah.
we don't know because
We'll-
there's a lot up in the air at this point. Yeah,
Yeah, we'll
but-
go to the outdoor races, but we won't be doing an outdoor show. And
was
we're
gonna
not
say-
trying to freak anybody out, but we're just telling you this right now. We won't be doing an outdoor show next
Nope.
year. Because, like I said, me, diehard fucking outdoor dude, I'll spend my money to go watch MXGPs and get 90% more fucking shit to watch than fucking watch 4 motos and an hour long of qualifying, and fucking half the qualifying is commercials.
We will go to a Supercross only deal here.
Look, I never thought I'd say I would agree with that, but I'll do it. I'll fucking do it. We'll just cover fucking Supercross and World Supercross because I'm not giving Flo and I'm not giving Davey $150 of my fucking
I'm not
money.
jumping through these hoops to fucking
No.
watch outdoors.
And see, here's the thing too. I've been one of the lucky ones. I really haven't had to jump through the hoops like
Yeah.
you guys have. For me, And knock on wood, and I know people are like, well, fuck you. It's been relatively easy transition for me, but that's not the point. It's the fact that we have not had to spend more than fucking $10 to watch outdoors in 13 fucking years.
Yep.
That's the point. It's the principle of it. It's not the money. Because let's be honest, we could fucking both spend the $150 and it really be like, yeah, whatever. It's not the money. It's the point that this is bullshit.
My point is the hoops I have to jump through to fucking watch this.
And that's what I mean by the $150 is not the issue. I know that people are like, oh, first world problems. I'm not trying to say that. For us, the $150, that's not the issue. It's the fact that we have to go fucking through this shit, and everybody else in our same position, fucking people that are keeping the sport around by spending our fucking money.
In today's day and age, this should not be this complicated.
No, it shouldn't be. It should not.
Honestly, I should be able to click up fucking YouTube and watch it.
Yeah, and it's bullshit for a lot of the people, for people that aren't as technologically advanced as some people, that they have to fucking make it where they do a illegal stream on YouTube for these people to watch this shit. This is fucking stupid.
But do you want to know how you know they're fucking up?
Yeah.
Because they're not blocking these streams anymore.
No,
It's just
they were at
happening.
the beginning of the year.
No, they haven't all year.
Well, no, somebody did one for Paula, and something happened with him, but then later they allowed it back on. But yeah, you're right. They have not blocked one of them.
Cooksey brought that up last week on his show or something. It's like, yeah, they know they fucked up because they're not blocking these YouTube streams like they used to. Because like last year, if you try to stream it on YouTube,
yeah, and there's no fucking way in hell you'd be able to get away with that Supercross.
Struck you easy.
And no way in hell, like I said, you'd be able to get away with that Supercross.
So I don't know, man. Like it's okay. You're an MXGP guy.
Yeah.
They've been on the same app for how many years now?
It's changed as far as like it went from Youthstream to what it is now. But as far as the same app, I think they've been running this fucking app since 2006. Now, obviously, there's been a progression as they've gone from Youthstream to what they are. Fucking the Monaco company or some bullshit.
Yeah.
Whatever I don't know what the fuck it's called. And they revamped the website as of this year. But as far as like the same people that run the whole thing, yeah, they've been doing this since like 2006. And I'm sorry. You fucking get every EMX practice, every EMX moto, every MX2, MXGP moto.
Now, how would you do that? These camera guys have to have a fucking break.
Oh, yeah, I know.
I don't understand how you would even do that.
It's fucking wild. And here's the thing, too. They have a fucking studio show, a wrap-up show. They give you fucking content on their magazine through the website. We just can't do that over here. There's no fucking way. Oh, there's no fucking way. Oh, and might I add, Paul Malin fucking does all of them by himself. He does every fucking...
That is a psychotic thing.
It is, but
That's
my
a
point...
very psychotic thing.
It is. But do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We like to make it like, oh, it's really hard over here. The motherfucker calls every...
Really not. Put it on YouTube. Be really fucking simple.
Yeah, anybody that says, oh, we can't do it over here, I'm fucking sorry. MXGPs have been doing it for however many years, 2006 to now is. And oh, by the way, they travel the fucking world. They deal with 100 times more complications than we do over here.
Formula One.
Exactly. It's not fucking hard. It's just, here's the thing. Y'all motherfuckers are lazy.
And here's the thing, too. They don't change it in the middle of the season.
No.
In the middle of the season, I'm not trying to figure out where the fuck to stream practice.
Could you imagine if Formula One changed their shit up in the middle of the season, the uproar? Holy fuck.
So,
no, it's a fucking shit show. No, I totally fucking agree. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous.
Holster Co. Reload Rant. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with Moranz. After we get done with that, we'll do our usual where we'll talk a little bit of World Supercross because we got some updates and a little bit of MXoN, and then we'll wrap this show up. So we'll be right back. All right, now, first guest up of the night here.
Only guest.
Privateer Hero, brought to you by our friends at the Dirt Bike Depot. If you need some new moto gear but don't want to pay those expensive retail prices, shop the Dirt Bike Depot for all your moto gear needs. Gear sets, boots, helmets, goggles, and more. They specialize in athlete-only boots as well as tons of more items that you can't buy in stores. Follow them on Instagram at Dirt Bike Depot and DM them with any questions you may have. It is Dirt Bike Depot rider, Privateer Hero, friend of the show, guy who's going to let me ride his fucking Supercross track, which is going to be awesome, Mr. Kevin Moranz. Hi, buddy.
How you guys doing?
Dude, we're fucking great over here.
Great.
Fucking great.
Fucking great.
Couldn't be any fucking better.
Okay.
I love it.
How are you doing?
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, you know?
There's a lot of enthusiasm.
Oh, boy. Push that bike over the finish line. It'll make you feel fucking great. Okay.
God.
Cool.
Here we
This is
go.
cool.
Here we go.
This is enjoyable. Are you there? Hello?
Hello?
Are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Okay.
You guys are just still faint. I don't know why.
It's got to be a you.
And he's not
this,
in the van right now either.
This has
so.
to be a him thing.
I don't know.
Cooksy didn't have much issue with us last week.
Whatever.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Anyway.
Anyways.
Kev.
Yeah.
Oh, that's louder. So, tell us about your day yesterday.
So qualifying was better, finally. First qualifying session, ran the scoop tire, was not the move because it was not deep enough, so it was very slippery and icy.
Heard that.
What?
I heard that. I heard that it was not a deep Spring Creek.
Yeah, no. So it was pretty hard base, so it was really tough. So we changed over to the normal tire, the mid-soft, and lit literally 4 seconds faster in the next qualifying session. Qualified 27th, so no LCQ, which is nice.
Yeah,
And,
buddy.
Yeah.
Yep, Moto 1 was pretty decent, got a good jump, had a pretty decent start, and I had no idea where I was the whole Moto because timing scoring was completely jacked. Like, I was in top 21 lap, I was in 28th the other lap, and then I was in 22nd. Like, it was no fault to the mechanic or anything like that. Like, they just had everything jumbled up terribly.
Don't worry. We had no idea what was going on either.
Kev's like, this is weird. I'm not getting passed by anyone, but somehow I'm in 28th now.
It was terrible yesterday.
Say that again?
I said
Sorry,
it wa-
you guys are talking over each other.
I said it was terrible yesterday. Like, don't worry. We also had no idea what the fuck was going on with anyone.
Yeah, so that's how Moto 1 went. I was up there pretty decent at the beginning, and those first 2 laps were just a little bit more hectic than what I would have liked, as far as people going down and then me having to jump out of lines, going to different lines, hitting people. It was just wild. So I ended up pumping up pretty quick and then suffering for like 8 minutes before I kind of got my flow back, and then started picking off some people. So that was kind of unfortunate. I was ready to go for Moto 2, and then, I got a flat tire, flat rear, 5 laps into the Moto.
Sick.
Wow.
Yeah, super fun.
I tried to call you yesterday after, like, a little while after the races, because I didn't know you had a flat tire, and I was like, man, he DNF'd. That's not good.
I was just like, oh, the motor grenaded finally.
Yeah. What's the deal with the motor? Because I saw that there's something coming up in the vlog. What happened with the motor?
Yeah, dude. So there's more to it. So, oh man, it was a very stressful day. It seems like every Friday is a stressful day for Kev. But so you know how those 3 bolts were stripped out more or less on the clutch cover, right?
Yes.
We helicoiled those, fixed that in 15 minutes. Solid. Good
Sick.
to go.
Sick.
Happy camper. Putting a new clutch in because I was like, we just got done with Southwick, might as well put a new clutch in. Put, oil the plates or the fibers and everything, then put everything in, and I'm putting the pressure plate that holds all the steels and fibers in, and sure enough, one of those bolts is stripped too. So then I can't continue to torque those because one is not torquing. So then I have to take everything out, take the clutch hub off, have to run around like a chicken with its head cut off, trying to find a clutch hub to use. Finally found a clutch hub, put that all in, put the clutch back in, put it all back together, and then start doing all the normal bike work. So the tires, the oil, the graphics, all that stuff. So it was a long day Friday.
You wouldn't know what to do if you had a normal Friday where you just changed the oil, put
No,
the
I'd be like,
tires on,
this
and
is-
we're like, all right, we're cool.
He's like, this is weird. I
I would love that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Kev, it's not gonna happen.
So, you had a family helping you out this weekend, right? Like with Stan
Yes,
with them and
so-
stuff?
There's a lot of people that were involved this weekend. So I had Benny Bloss's old mechanic. So his name's Corey. He was helping me wrench, more or less. Then I had, there's 3 families that are involved. There's family that I was staying with that were kind of working the, at Millville. So one was being a flagger, I think one was watching their kid. Or I don't know, they were helping out at Millville more or less. So I was able to stay with them. They're like 45 minutes away from the track, so it worked perfect. Then I had another family, or his husband and wife that came in, and they were more or less like helping hands. So we put one of them in a headset to talk to Corey, and then his wife was doing some video stuff because we didn't have a videographer at the time, at the beginning of the day, to be honest. And then there's another couple, husband and wife, same situation, just kind of helping hands, bouncing between Jordan Jarvis and I, just helping out kind of deal. So we put him in a headset as well. So we had a little group of 3 there. So that was solid. Everybody else was kind of doing video stuff. And then a little bit later in the day, end of quality 2, Insignia, which is the guy that he's Insignia screen printing. He did all my merch and everything that we just dropped. He lives 15 minutes away from Millville. And he used to have a videographer kind of video background. So he brought his camera out and actually proceeded to get good footage, like a vlog or like a video person. So he was a part of the program as well. So there's a whole handful of people on top of Dave and Lisa who had the Red Line trailer there helping.
Sick.
All for you, Kev.
All for you.
All for you, buddy.
Big program going on
Big
here.
production.
Big production quality.
Indeed. You know, getting the fans involved.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Is Tom Cooper wrenching for you the rest of the year here?
Say that again?
Is Tom Cooper wrenching for you the rest of the year? He told me the other day he was thinking about doing a few more rounds.
I mean, he's more than welcome to. We just got to figure that out.
Well, I told him he could go to Iron Man with us.
Yeah, 100%. Like, the biggest thing for me right now is just figuring out unless he's got his own places to stay at these places, a lot of these places I'm kind of like, whether I'm staying with a family or whatnot, like, I don't really know if I have a plus one. So that's what's kind of difficult.
Got it. Yeah, Tom doesn't really know that most of the time.
But I'd be more than happy to have him help out. So that way it'd be a little bit more consistent.
Yeah, I don't know. He was telling me about a few rounds he was trying to go to, so I don't know. We'll see. It's Tom Cooper. You probably won't know until like 15 minutes before, to be honest with you.
And then you still won't.
Yeah, that's no joke. So we'll figure it out.
Yeah. So we're flying to Washougal here.
Yes.
Sick. Where are we practicing this week?
Say that again?
Where are you practicing this week?
As of right now, I plan on riding at Benny Bloss's on Tuesday.
Sick.
Yep.
Awesome.
So
Justin,
that'll be good. And then, go ahead.
No, I was asking Justin if he had any questions here.
Look, man, you finally got inside the top 20. I know that you want to be closer to the 12 to 15 range and stuff, but that's an improvement. That's a good thing.
Travis, tell me what he just said, because I can hear you a little bit better.
He said you finally got in the top 20, so we're making improvements, which is awesome.
So I'm not 100% sure about that.
Oh,
So
fucking
timing and scoring is so messed up. Like, I still don't know, but I don't think that's correct.
So what does he think?
So what? So like the results aren't official yet, or what?
I have no idea.
Oh, great. Emmett.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Kudos
but
on that.
I
Don't
think that
don't worry. We can't watch the fucking shit on the streaming service.
Riders don't know what place.
Riders don't know what place they got. Like, do you know what happened to timing and scoring? Did they tell you guys, or?
No, I have zero idea. I just know it was kind of a frenzy when we were all lining up for Moto 2, where everybody was lining up at.
Wow. MX Sports never change.
Yeah, they just had the top 5. That was it.
Yeah,
That was
crazy
Then we know who
too.
the top 5 is, but we don't know who anybody else is.
Yeah, Kev, I know you don't watch the broadcast, but literally on the broadcast, like at the end, they usually show the top 20, and then like before the second moto, they usually show who finished in the top 20 or whatever. They literally just put the top 5 on the screen, and that was it.
Yikes.
Well, that was
Because
like
that's the only people that they know where they finished.
Well, that was like 250s. They had Justin Cooper in like 13th, and they had Max Volan go from when Joe passed him in 4th. They had him in 18th.
Sick.
They were like, how the hell did Max lose that many spots in a lap?
Yeah, it was a good day. It was a good
great.
day.
It was great.
So, what's the?
Yeah, man.
Oh, go ahead.
It's a mess.
Yeah, it is. So is the motor good now? Like we've fixed everything that's stripped so far, and we should be good to go.
Indeed.
Okay,
Motor
good.
rips once again.
Did we get a new motor, or KTM's being fucking stingy still?
Nope, we got shot down pretty hard on the new motor situation.
Fuck you, Roger
Fucking
DeCoster.
Roger. And
Oh,
Ian.
sorry. Did I say that out loud?
God damn.
Damn it, I'm bad at this. I'm terrible at this.
Now we can't give him Noren's bike either because Noren's riding. so-
Yeah, this is a pain in the ass. So, all right. Well, Justin, anything else?
No, man, just good to see him in the top 20. Like I said, I know he wants to be closer to that 12 to 15, but, if he did get in the top 20, hopefully,
We're making improvements.
make an improvement.
Marginal improvements.
Oh, I do have one question. I don't know if
Okay.
he's- I don't know if he's going to do this. How many times did you and Walker hook up on the track again?
Oh, yeah. You and your boy Walker. How many times did you guys battle?
Dude, I watched him absolutely plant himself on lap 1 in Moto 1.
Ooh,
Where did that happen?
It was
Mount Martin.
at the very bottom of Mount Martin. He came in so hot and just jumped it.
Look,
Wow.
Jeff, maybe he drank a bang before and he just forgot what he was doing.
Yeah, it was pretty intense, dude. Cade Clayson and I had an all-time battle in Moto 1 because he was coming by me and like he was coming up on me pretty early in the moto, and I could hear it, and I was like, I have no idea who that is, and I felt him get like a good drive up Mount Martin. So when we hit that first little double, I was like, I'm gonna look over because I'm gonna see who the hell this is. I look over and Cade's just staring me down. He's looking right at me. So then I started laughing, kind of. We go up the hill, and then because he obviously had a better drive, so I'm hooting and hollering at him in the next couple corners. And then that next lap, I come around the catapult, I go wide, and I get more of a drive. So I kind of scrub the catapult, and I wave at him as I pass him back. And then, yeah, I kind of left him a little bit after that. So,
I
don't know,
waved
it's
at
so
him.
much fun.
That's awesome.
Should have been like, hey, man.
Yeah, it was sick.
You remember Seattle?
Yeah, you should have flipped him the bird is what you should have done.
Be like, you remember
Nah,
Seattle?
Cade and I are cool.
Oh, man. That's awesome. So, all right, buddy.
Yeah, it was fun.
Well, thanks for coming on. Appreciate it. Maybe one day we'll get this phone thing figured out and you'll be able to hear us again. That would be fucking cool.
Yeah, for real.
So-
But it's all good. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. Well, you have a good week. We will talk to you after Washougal this week here.
Good luck.
Yep.
All righty. Sounds like a plan.
All right. Later, buddy.
Say, man.
All righty. Bye.
All right. Kevin Moranz, everybody.
Thinks he got 19th, but who fucking knows?
Who
Maybe he ended
fucking
up
knows?
33rd.
All we know is the top 5.
Yeah,
What
dude,
a
Jesus. that's
MX
a fucking-
Sports
just
never change.
Fuck off, Tim Cotter.
TV, fucking whatever.
Davey
Anyway.
Coombs, Tim Cotter, suck a whatever.
Yep.
Anyway.
By the way,
Oh, boy, here we go.
if we see Davey at Iron Man,
Which we saw him literally the first fucking day last year.
yeah. We also saw him at Redbud.
Yeah.
I want to stop him and ask him because me and Matt Mitchell were arguing the other day about how the TV thing works. So my understanding of how the TV thing worked is that MX Sports buys the TV time, but then they get to sell the advertising.
I think you're correct on that.
And Matt was telling me that that's not what Weege said. So I don't know. So I'm
No-
gonna get
no
I'm gonna
offe-
get it direct from the horse's mouth.
No offense, but we just not gonna. We just employed by.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna.
Chris would be the guy to. You can
If
just
I
ask
see
Chris.
Davey, I'm gonna ask him.
Yeah, I was about to say you could just ask Chris.
I'm gonna be
now,
like, "Hey,
because
Davey, you fat." I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna say that.
Davey. No, that's Tim Cotter.
I'm not. I'm just look. I'm just gonna be like, Davey, I have a question for you, and he's gonna be like, Hey, fuck you.
He's
You
gonna be
guys are
like-
fucking idiots.
He's like, fuck off. You're
and
not
I'm gonna
allowed
be
to-
like, Yes, we are. But that doesn't mean you don't have to answer my question.
Yeah, dick.
Anyway,
Anyway.
moving on. Okay, World Supercross. So we got 2 more teams announced this week here. So we have the Firepower Honda and the Club MX team.
Yep.
So as I kind of alluded to, Club MX will be out of outdoors by 2024.
Yep.
So that's interesting. I didn't see Club being a team. That was an interesting one to me.
No,
that was not one I saw.
Especially when you hear the interview that Brandon Haas had earlier this year when he was talking about how they're spent about $500,000 of their own money just to go racing.
Yeah, but so here's the funny thing though. In the most recent interview on Pulp, where he was talking, did you listen to that?
No, so I didn't listen to the full interview.
So it doesn't surprise me to the extent that he was basically saying he's like, dude, we don't get any extra money from any of our sponsors to go race outdoors.
No, you don't.
It has to be built into our budget
Yeah.
that we are getting. He's like, we get it for Supercross. So it really doesn't surprise me in that sense because they're actually going to get paid to go to these World Supercross rounds by the fucking sanctioning body.
And I'm also gonna guess that when they go and do World Supercross, and they probably end up being the team for a lot of these Yamaha guys to go and ride for, unless Yamaha or Star, unless Bobby Regan, which we know that's a possibility, decides to go fund it himself.
Yeah.
And also, when you have a guy like Jeremy Martin on your team, this is kind of be like not comparing the two, but it's kind of going to be like when JGR had Stu. JGR, like they had JG, they had Josh Summey, they had Cody Cooper, they had some guys that were big names but not over the top. Well, now Jeremy Martin, you have Jeremy Martin, a perennial champion anytime he's in the 250 class. I almost have to feel like Club is going to eventually start getting some help from Yamaha, like some
Oh, yeah.
money to go do a lot more things. And they're never ever going to be on the level of Star Racing, but I feel, especially, say Jeremy goes and wins a championship for them next year. Who knows? Yamaha's going to be looking and going, maybe we should start floating some cash that way.
I bet they're going to get some cash floated that way because they're going to get it floated for World
And they're
Supercross.
which means it's going to lead to they're going to get bigger names.
But here's what I think, too. So they're going World Supercross. So Lopes is on that team till he doesn't want to be at this point.
Yeah.
Because they're going to want that world flair with Lopes being there. Yeah, I don't know outside of that.
I mean, I don't see, no offense to these guys. So that means next year your team is going to be, 450s is going to be just go Marchbanks for Supercross and Outdoors, and then Phil 450 Outdoors. But it's going to be Marchbanks 450, Phil, Lopes, J-Mart, Theory, and Owen.
Oh, Theory will be on the team then, too,
Yeah,
because
as
the
German.
German. Yeah, so they got their 250 slots filled.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, though. Who are they going to go 450? Because let's face it, I don't see Phil wanting to be a world traveler.
Marchbanks probably.
But
Just depends on if he
is
can
he
get
the
this-
kind of guy that you want to see, that you see being a world traveler, though?
I mean, if he rides like he did at Daytona before he had the bike issue for Supercross, I think that you're...
Yeah, but I'm asking, do you think he wants to be? And he's not going to be. He's not going to be on the 250. The Theory.
No, he'll be 450. He's
Theory and
450.
Lopes, yeah,
He's
are going to
450
be
full time. Man, I would think so. I mean,
Maybe, I don't
he's
know.
a young kid. Like, it's not like he. Why would he say no to world traveling? At
I
this
don't know.
point? He's
I
not
don't
been
know.
around long enough.
I don't know.
Which really makes you wonder what is going to happen with J-Mart. Is J-Mart going to want to go do World Supercross?
Nope.
That's another interesting part of the puzzle.
But I don't think J-Mart's got too many years left in his career either. I mean, Big Al retired this year.
Yeah.
J-Mart hasn't exactly had it easy here.
No, J-Mart
either.
has definitely had a lot of injuries, but the difference between J-Mart and Al is J-Mart's like a contender every time he races,
Yeah.
whereas A-Mart hasn't really been anything since TLD.
Yeah, so I don't know. But that's an interesting one. But then
And the Honda team, though,
the Honda team is super interesting because of what I
They're-
pointed out to you here.
well, and have you seen, their lineup, right? Have you seen their lineup? What
No.
they're going with? So their lineup for World Supercross is Max and Wilson Todd on 250s and Kenny and Dino 450.
Interesting. Super.
So you have your two Euro guys in Dino and well, actually you have all of Euros.
They're all Euros.
Because
Yeah.
Max is Britain, Dino's fucking Canadian, Scottish, whatever. Kenny's German, and Wilson Todd's Australian.
Yeah.
So you actually have the perfect fucking team for World Supercross.
But we talked about this too with them. If you look at it, it's not Firepower Honda on the
No.
World Supercross.
No.
It's Honda Genuine, which we talked about before the show. Leads us to believe that this is the first OEM to really step into this.
You also got to think too. The reason why that was even an availability is because the guy that runs Firepower that put that thing together is the dude who had the muck-off team.
yeah.
So that dude already has pole.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, that makes sense that it's actually going to be Honda Genuine,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Which
Which makes me believe it's like Honda Worldwide. It's
And
Honda.
here's the thing.
Honda Factory is sponsoring
and
it.
also here's the thing. That's the perfect transition point for Jet, Hunter,
Mm-hmm.
Chase.
I don't even know about Chase, but
Well, whatever. But
Chase,
I mean,
think they'll keep probably.
but Jet and
America.
Hunter be like, hey,
Oh yeah, for sure.
or the talk that I made the comment to you about Myrtle with Hymus.
Oh yeah.
Hey, there you go.
Yep.
So it's all actually starting to come together a little bit more. We're starting to understand. We really are. Whereas, like, we still don't know all the details.
Yeah.
But, like, 2 weeks ago when we were having this conversation, we were like, I don't fucking know anything.
No.
And now you're like, it's starting to make a little bit more sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, the only ones really left are.
Well, it's starting to make sense with Honda. The rest of the OEMs, who fucking knows?
yeah, but.
Is
so,
there even a team that's out there that said they're going to be KTM or any of the Austrians yet?
No, that was just about to bring that up. The Austrian brand's the only one. So Kawasaki is pretty much going to be Bud Racing.
Yep.
Bud Racing is going to handle the Kawi side. OE for Honda. Club MX, we assume, unless Bobby Regan wants to do something with Yamaha.
Yeah, but isn't there another Yamaha team?
Yeah, there's the CDR team.
Yeah.
The CDR team, but I don't want to speak for anybody that has any affiliation with that, but I'm going to assume that the CDR team is going to be more just Euro-based dudes.
Okay.
You're not really... Not that Craig Dak is going to do anything against Americans. That's not what I'm implying. But, like, CDR, I don't ever see an American riding for that team.
Okay.
That's just my opinion, knowing the history around it. But maybe I'm proved wrong.
Yeah.
I know Luke Clout is going to be the first fucking guy. If like, hey, I want to go ride. Craig's like, fuck yeah, you are. But at Austrian shit, I have no idea.
Yeah,
I have
that's
not heard a
interesting
damn
that
thing.
we haven't seen an
And
Austrian
then
team yet.
we know that Hep is going to be the
Suzuki, yep.
So
World.
we kind of have an idea everything outside of the Austrian brands.
Yep.
So, which maybe they just might be like, well, we're not doing it.
Maybe. I don't know.
KTM sucks.
Well, they're hard in MotoGP, so they're not pulling their money out of MotoGP like Suzuki.
No.
All right, and transitioning to the last thing here. So MXoN. So two things. Number one,
It's down to Craig and Barsha.
Craig and Barsha.
Although, did you see?
Did you hear the interview with Craig where he's like, "Look, man, I'll do it if they want me to. Like if a 250 shows up and they're like,
So
hey, go
here's
start riding outdoors on it, I'll do it." He goes, and you know what? If it's between me and Barsha and they really can't decide, he's like, yo, let's go to GPF and me and Barsha can do a 30-minute moto. Best man wins.
Here's the thing, and I started thinking about this. So if we're not gonna go on because we know that Christian didn't have the greatest 250 outdoor career. It just not gonna get into it. His style has never fit 250
He
outdoors.
did go 4.6 for fourth at Redbud one year.
He did. That was a long time ago.
That was a long time
But that's
ago.
not my point. That's actually I'm trying to go against that point. We talk about with Barsha on the 250F. Perfect style for it. But then you got to start thinking about, okay, so you start thinking about how the MX of Nations works. The Euro guys, teams over in America provide, or if they go over different countries, the existing teams provide bikes for the factory dudes. So like Star will help out with bikes for like Jeremy Sewer and Glenn Koldenhoff. And Mitch at Pro Circuit helps out for Joe's his own guy. But Roman Fevra, so on and so forth. So it wouldn't be a big deal with the fact that if Barsha goes with Gas has their guys because they're going to be supporting Prado. Supporting Prado, I'm going to assume Guadagnini and Simon Langenfelder. Yamaha Star is going to have Eli and all the fucking 9 million Yamaha people. And then you're going to have Chase and Honda. Here's something I didn't think about until this whole thing came up yesterday. How much easier would it be that you're already going to have one Yamaha American have another in Christian? Now you even have more continuity, because we know that is the biggest thing, of having two Star guys instead of, we have each guy is on a different team. And I know that people are like, that doesn't make a big difference. It kind of does, because you have two guys under the same tent. The continuity as far as that's going to go, because here's the thing people want to talk about with Eli and Chase. The 250 score historically has been the deciding factor because we know they're always going to get the first gate pick. And let's be honest, that Star Yamaha is going to be the best fucking 250 option as far as we're going to give you the first gate pick. You need to get the fucking Star. That's going to be the better option than that gas. No offense to that gas bike. It's not the Star Yamaha.
Yep.
So even though you would look at it and go, yeah, Barsha's a no fucking brainer. You know he's going to give his heart. He's going to take people out. He rides that 250 well. Not so fast. I feel like there's something to having Christian, both Star guys under the same tent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The continuity. I just, man.
Because let's face it, we don't have a Team USA tent.
No, because nobody has a team actual like country tent because it just doesn't work that way with the logistics of everything. So the more and more I think about it, man, I almost feel like
maybe
Eli, Christian, and Chase. But here comes the monkey wrench.
Oh boy, here we go.
There is a rumor going out.
Oh boy.
And you're going to fucking, unless you've already heard this, but I assume by your look on your face you haven't. When I say this, you're going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about? There's a rumor that there's a fourth guy that's on the 250 that's being considered. And you're never going to guess who it is.
Chase Sexton.
Fucking Chase Sexton.
That's the stupidest fucking thing ever. Why would you take the number 2 450 guy?
I want you to explain that to me because me and all my infinite knowledge of motocross is going, why would you do that?
I don't know.
Can you
I
explain
saw
to me?
I did see that, and I'm like,
but see, here's the
what
thing.
in the fuck? Who?
When I saw that, I'm like, no fucking way. That's the dumbest thing ever. He's our best. We have not had two solid 450 guys like this since Dungey RV. No disrespect to some of the other teams we've had. We have not had two fucking 1A, 1B, 450 guys in a long time since Dungey and Villapoto, the last fucking time we won it. But then I saw the comment that, and I know people like to hate on this dude, that he's a dumbass and he kisses ass, but they have a little bit of pull. Michael Lindsay even made the comment that goes, we're thinking that Chase Sexton actually might be the 250 guy. And then I'm going, well, who the fuck is going to be the 450 dude then?
Yeah.
Are we sending fucking Eli, Chase, and Christian? Because Ando now we found out is having surgery, so he's out.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? If Chase Sexton, which no offense to Chase, is having one of the best seasons he's ever had, let's be real, he sucked on a 250 outdoors. And I know he'll never see this, and I know that I'm not the biggest Chase supporter. I like the kid. But even he would tell you, yeah, I really wasn't that fucking good on a 250.
Somebody asked him in something I listened to this week, and he was not pumped. He was not pumped. He's like, I don't really want to do that. And it's stupid to do that.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
That
I don't have any idea.
Because here's the thing, they really, and I know you heard it on the broadcast, they really tried to lock down yesterday. They want to know, they want to have an answer from one of these 450 dudes by the time we go to Unadilla.
Yeah.
Because at the latest they said Budds Creek, but they're like, look, we need to have this because Unadilla is when we do the whole Team USA intro, because we want to have you guys riding the bikes like they did at Crawfordsville that one year when Zach and, who was it? Covington couldn't go. They had his bike there, but it was Zach, Covington, and Seeley.
Yeah.
They want to do like the team presentation at Crawfordsville or Bola. Mm-hmm. If Chase Sexton goes on a 250,
it's such a stupid
once
fucking
again,
move.
we're going to be fucking dumbasses, and we just lost.
Yeah.
We just fucking lost. Because this transitions over into our next little MX of Nations tidbit, and I brought this up last week, but now it has been confirmed. Jet Lawrence will be officially
on a 450.
MX1 at MX of Nations with him, Hunter Lawrence, and Mitch Evans, who is Timmy G's teammate over on Team Honda. I thought it was going to be Aaron Tonti. Apparently, they wanted an all Honda group, which makes sense. Kind of like the continuity. Hey, we're all on the same bike.
Yep.
So, and then we could actually literally be all under the same tent at that point.
Yep.
Because Tonti rides Yamaha. He rides for CDR. But yeah, if Chase goes on a 250, that just killed. Literally,
I'll be so fucking mad. So fucking mad.
Because, like, dude, once again, this is our best chance in a long time.
Yep.
Literally our best chance that we're going to have for a while, because I don't see a situation where we're going to have anybody else for a while that we could have these three solid of dudes. And here's the crazy thing. Even as good as our chances, it's still not a fucking guarantee, because there's some really strong other teams, especially with the French team right now, and if Hurlings comes back. But this is our best chance, and we decide to go shoot ourselves in the fucking foot, and we send Chase Sexton on a goddamn 250.
I mean, don't get me wrong. My number one is Barsha, because I think he'll ride that 250 like a fucking
But do you
monster.
see what I'm saying about the continuity? Like, do you agree that there's validity?
I understand that,
Do you agree that there's validity to that?
And again, Craig would be my second pick.
Yeah.
He's having a great outdoor season. He's not the best on a 250 outdoors.
Yeah.
But he rode a 250 in Supercross.
Yeah.
So at least he's used to that bike.
I mean, he literally just came off one.
I mean, Sexton's 3 years removed from riding a 250.
And he's a lot bigger than Christian.
He's a lot bigger.
He's a lot bigger.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that boy's pushing close to 180 pounds now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all muscle, but it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
That Honda 250 is fast, but 180 pounds is 180 pounds on a 250F. And now you're talking about it, Redbud.
Yeah.
You know they're going to rip the fuck out of it. Dude, he'd be lucky to be 30th going into the first turn.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Jet and Hunter have been getting 6 starts. Chase probably has a good 30 pounds on those boys.
Yeah.
He ain't getting no fucking start at Redbud on a 250F. And then he ain't, there goes the chance of getting the leap.
Yeah.
He ain't fucking hucking the leap.
No.
So, if right now, I agree, Barsha, if you would look at styles, but I think the continuity thing. But let's talk about, before we wrap this up, the fact now that I brought this up to you last week. It was just a rumor. Now it's confirmed. Jet is 450. Started thinking about this for that third and final moto, MX1, MX3. And I'm just going hypothetical because I pray that Chase is on that 450. You're looking at Eli Chase, Jet, probably Hurlings Koldenhoff, Fevra, Tim Geiser, Jeremy Sewer, Pauls Jonas.
So when Jet goes out and puts 30 seconds on all these boys, then you have to go generational talent.
Okay. So 100%, I want you to take your Jet Lawrence fan cap off, and I literally want you to be logical right now. I know that Jet is going to have a good showing. Realistically, though, seriously, I want you to be 100% objective right now. What do you actually think he's going to get?
He's going to be on the box.
Dude, I don't know about that.
He's going to be on the box.
You think he's going to be Eli Chase, Hurlings, and Tim Geiser?
Yep.
How?
He's Jet Lawrence.
It doesn't fucking matter.
He's a fucking generational talent.
No, I still think you're being a fanboy right now. There's no fucking way. He's not beating Eli and Chase the way they're riding, and if he's not going to beat Eli and Chase the way they're riding right now, he's certainly not going to beat Hurlings or Tim Geiser. Because if you're saying do you think he's going to be on the box,
First off, you're being very optimistic that Timmy G is going to be in that race.
he's gonna look. The Slovenian
Very
team,
optimistic
The
at this
Slovenian
point.
team is not great, but the last time they showed up, they did make the motos.
Okay. All right. Well. Yeah.
Okay, so like I said, now you're talking about Timmy G. Jeremy Sewer also, by the way, is coming on strong. But the thing about Jeremy Sewer is he scares me a lot. He crashes. Glenn Koldenoff is Mr. MX of Nations.
Yeah.
Who are you taking? Who is he beating? Who is he beating?
I mean, pretty much all of them. He's a generational talent.
Dude,
here.
okay, I want you to be objective right now. I want you to take the...
Dude, I am. He's going to be on the box.
Who's he going to beat?
I don't know.
Who are you taking off?
Honestly, I don't know.
I don't think...
I don't have a great answer for that, but I have a hard
time...
time
I want you to...
seeing him not on the box.
Okay, so since we got a little bit, follow that, like Coach likes to say, follow that thread of thought. Why do you think just because he's Jet Lawrence, he's going to be on the box? You're talking about 4 dudes right now that have way more experience than him on a 450, riding a 450, in that position, and now you're talking about Eli and Chase, who just had an insane battle and proved how much better they are than everybody else.
I mean, to me, it's a situation of
Oh, and you're also talking about Prado. I totally just forgot about Prado.
to me, it's a situation of youthful exuberance on top of a generational talent.
But the youthful exuberance bites people at the MX of Nations, though.
Everyone else, yes, but Jet knows how to control that youthful exuberance. We've seen it week in and week out.
Here's the difference,
That's
though.
why we've
It's on
won
a-
6 out of 7.
But it's a 250. Now you're talking, and now you're looking at an Australian team.
So
that
now he doesn't even have to wring the neck of this fucking
no.
thing.
Now
It's fucking amazing.
Now you're talking about. Now you're racing with the big boys. Mm-hmm. Now you're also talking about that Australian team has a really good shot to possibly win this thing. If Mitch Evans holds up his end of the deal and he's getting better, you talk about him and his maturity. Having the weight of your whole fucking country to win the MX of Nations, which you've
I'm not
never
sure
done.
that bothers Jet.
It's
Hunter, it might get to. I don't see it bothering
Jet, see, now you're giving Jet way too much credit.
Yeah,
There's-
I'm giving him the correct amount here. Generational talent. I mean, this is like this is the only. I mean, this is like a Stu thing coming in.
It's not, but see, it's not though, because Stu, his first 450 race was not MX of Nations. There's a bit. See, this is where I will throw a little bit of shade at you. You talked about how the MX of Nations has gone away.
But this is the perfect.
But this is not.
This is the perfect race because guess what? It means fucking nothing.
No.
His
You're wrong.
His career is not defined by
this. It means nothing as far as Americans go. It means everything to Australia.
Everyone thinks Australia has a good shot at doing well this year.
They have a better. They have a better than a
the
good
Hunter
shot.
brothers and what's his nuts?
Mitch Evans.
But
yes.
at the same time, if Australia goes out and they don't do anything, it doesn't matter. And on top of that, this has no bearing on Jet's career. So he's like, dude, this is sweet. I get to ride a fucking 450. I get to go with all these guys. It's on a track I know, so I'm not even going to Europe in some weird country in some weird track somewhere that I haven't rode in fucking 10 years, whatever.
I got to disagree with
It's a perfect thing. On top of that, he's riding the 450 on the brake.
I got to disagree with you about the Australia not meaning anything. I got to disagree with you. And you know why? Perfect example is what we heard when Chad came over the intercom at Red Bud.
Yeah, but
before
Chad's
practice.
old school, and Chad's got that fucking Australian
But you're talking about a
pride.
guy. You're talking about Australian Federation said, no, you're not good enough.
Well,
you can talk about
Chad
how
Reed. He's 38 years old.
you can
He's
talk
been
about how with
retired,
Jet it doesn't mean to him it's not a big deal. But you don't think the pressure of Australia as a country and as fans that's real. That's real. This is where I talk about. I'm gonna throw a little bit of shade at you. To the Americans, it's not as a big a deal. People over here, to the GP guys, it's a big deal. You're also going to have a GP teammate in Mitch Evans who is going to want to go there and win. And now you're talking about how all these Australian fans, there's going to be some weight on his shoulder. Maybe it doesn't crack him, but I don't think you're giving enough credit to the fact that all week leading up to this race, all he is going to hear from the Australian people is, dude, go fucking win it for us. Go win it for us. He's never had that before.
Yeah,
It's
Jet. He'll be chill.
He won't even be anywhere. I'll tell you right there, I'll stamp the shit right now. If all those dudes are in that final moto and it's a normal MX of Nations race, no fucking mud shit from last year, he's not even top 5. He is going to get spanked so fucking hard.
Oh, that's
it's not bold.
move.
It's not bold at all.
That's very bold.
It's not bold at all because you're talking about Tim Geiser, who's going to win at 4 450, World Championships. Eli's going to be on his 4th one. Chase Sexton had his best career. Hurlings is the fastest man in the planet outdoors. And then now you're talking about Prado, who gets better starts than anybody.
But at the same time, let me sit over here and just counteract. Who fucking cares? At that point,
The GP guys care.
everybody expects like at
The
that
G-
point.
but
At
the
that
GP
point,
guys care.
is anybody going to see that result and go, "Oh,
No,
I can't believe he did
No,
that.
no, no,
I can't
no.
believe he was 10th in that race."
That's not what I'm
Look at this
saying.
line of names that beat him. It's
That's
like,
not what I'm saying.
it-
I'm not talking about his. I'm not talking about his career.
It's only upside.
I'm talking about you saying that he's going to be on the box.
It's only upside. We only
if he
have
goes out
positive
and
vibes.
if he goes out and gets the box, yes. I'm not talking about this.
he
is
might
gonna-
win by 30 seconds.
He won't. No.
He might win by 30 seconds. And then
No.
we're all going to be like, holy shit, generation. Then Daniel
No.
Blair is going to be able to fucking really mark this
And what's
going to
happen if he
chalkboard.
goes out? What happens if he goes out and he absolutely struggles?
Then what the fuck does anybody care? It's his first race on a 450. He's
You-
been
you
focused
could,
on
You could
this
say
250.
generational talent would
He's
actually
been-
be able to go out and win.
He's been focused on this 250 title.
You could
and
say
everybody,
generational
and then
talent.
everybody's going to point at like, look at what Ricky did.
What do you mean? What Ricky did?
He didn't win his first outdoor race, did he?
Yeah.
On a big bike? Did he?
Yeah. So Ricky won everything on a big bike.
That's true.
No,
That's a
no,
bad
you
example.
could-
Okay, let's go to Stu.
You could.
Stu
Okay.
didn't win it.
No, Stu didn't. No.
Ricky was a freaking
Well, you
nature.
could say a
Let's go with
generational
Stu.
talent would be able to win his first outdoor race on a 450.
Stu was a generational talent, wasn't he?
He was.
And he did not win his first
No, he
big bike
didn't.
race.
You
So
you are
there we
absolutely
are.
correct. I'm not talking about his career.
And on top of that, Stu's first big bike race was not MXON, which nobody gives a shit about.
You keep
It
saying
does
that
not bear any. Okay,
The Americans
nobody gives
don't
a shit
care.
about is wrong. It does not hold any bearing on your career.
So here's where you're right and where you're wrong. You're right as far as nowadays the industry doesn't. With the fans, it does.
Like I said, it doesn't hold any bearing on his career. It's just like, oh, okay, so he went to MXON.
If
They
he never
stuck
win-
him on a
if he
450.
if he never wins one, though, it will.
well,
If he goes to
never
more,
wins an MXON.
Yes.
Oh no, not coming from Australia. No way.
yeah, no, it will. It will. It will have a bearing on his career if he continues to have the trajectory that he's
Australia's
going.
not a motocross powerhouse that's expected to win MXON pretty much any year. Right?
You
This
got-
year is like their best bet to be on the fucking box.
Here's where the fact that you have re-entered the sport in 2014, where I have to prove you wrong. Chad Reed and Brett Metcalf were on the same team a lot of times when Brett Metcalf was top 3 in the points.
Yeah.
Over here. When Chad Reed won a 450 championship, he was over here. When Andrew McFarlane was top 10 over here. It's not true. Australia has just been away from it from a long time because there are a lot of their guys. Now there's this resurgence of Australian people. If Jet continues on this trajectory and he keeps getting picked more and more, because that's like here. I don't know if you know the stat. Eli's never won an MX of Nations.
I know.
Okay. Eli has openly said that is the one thing on his career that bothers him.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean by the people in the industry, not so much.
There isn't an active rider today. Oh, Ryan Dungey. That's won an MXON.
Yeah, you want to know what? The
From
last
the
time
US.
Ryan Dungey won an MX of Nations is because fucking Ryan Villapoto won it for him.
Yeah.
So you are correct in the sense that the industry over here may not, but it will be a reflection on his career if he continues on this trajectory, but then every time he goes to the MX of Nations and he can't put it together. So I will have to agree and disagree with you in the same sense. All I'm saying is that it's way too fan-driven if anybody actually believes he's going to get on the box if all those dudes are there.
I just think minimally we get a top 5.
That's more likely. Box, though,
Likely we're on the box, and I will be sitting here talking in this monotone voice, not shocked that he wins.
No. He can't beat Hurlings. He can't beat Eli. He can't beat Tim Geiser. He can maybe beat Chase.
See, can't's a strong word.
No, it's a fact.
I prefer
He's not
to
the fastest
say-
man.
I prefer to not say can't.
He's
I
at,
prefer to say it might be unlikely, but I think it'll win.
here's the thing.
It's going to happen.
He's been beating his own class in the 250s in the motos this year. Tim Geiser pretty much has won everything this year.
He might go 3-4 and get the overall in the class.
No, you can't do that.
He
You can't-
might.
You can't go 3-4 because you have your teammate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think it'll be fine. Top 5, probably on the box.
Nope. Nope.
I give a 15% chance we win.
Top 5 is the best you're looking at, and more likely like 8th.
Dude, we're just going to yank a whole shot and just run away.
Nope. Because
Just
he's not.
fuck
He's
it.
also he's not getting a start over
Just
Jorge Prado.
let Hurlings and Tomac battle for second behind
Here's the thing,
him.
too.
And when they close in within a second, then we're just going to fucking turn the heat up, pull back away for like
You're
2
being
seconds.
way too fan driven right now.
Fucking
If you
just
actually believe that Jet Lawrence is faster than
killer, bro.
You're being way too fan driven.
Generational talent. We
Jeff-
should call Daniel Blair. He would have a hot take on this.
I think even Daniel Blair would be hard pressed if you could get him to, even off the record, say that Jet Lawrence is faster outdoors than Jeffrey Hurlings. I don't think you could find a person in the industry that would say a healthy Jeffrey Hurlings and even the best version of Jet Lawrence outdoors, Jet Lawrence is going to beat Jeffrey Hurlings.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because the difference is between Jeffrey and Jet, and I've said this plenty of times, and it's the last thing I'll say before we stop the show. Jeffrey Hurlings will arrow himself into the ground to win a singular moto anytime.
I'm not sure he'll do that anymore.
Not now, because he doesn't have
that.
to.
He did that. Didn't go well. He was paralyzed for a while. Didn't like it.
He also
wasn't a big fan.
Also won a world championship last year.
I'm just saying he was not a big fan of doing that.
He wasn't. He wasn't.
So I think he's over that little point of his life.
Also, Jet might get taken out for the first time in his career. Also in MX of Nations.
Yeah. Maybe.
No, I feel like he's gonna have a target on his back.
You're not crediting his racecraft enough. He's very crafty.
He hasn't raced the GP dudes in a long time. There's a difference.
Crafty veteran at the age of 18. Crafty veteran
against dipshit Americans.
Crafty veteran
against Americans.
Came from Europe, bro.
Yeah, when he was riding in '85, he never rode a big bike in Europe.
Came from Europe.
Yeah, he also never rode a big bike in Europe.
People don't forget.
Who doesn't?
Everybody.
Who?
Everybody.
Yeah, when we get closer to this event, we're going to talk about this more. We're going to have to find a group of people to come on the show and talk about this.
Generational talent.
I'm not saying he's not a generational talent, but you're giving the kid way too much credit for what he's doing in a bullshit 250 series in America. You're racing the best dudes in the world when you jump up to that 450 class, and those boys will put your ass on the ground.
God, he's impressive.
He's only impressive until he starts getting beat all the time.
Impressive kid there.
He is impressive because he's winning. The moment he starts getting beat, you're going to tone that back a little bit. You know why? Because you did the same thing with AC.
We're impressive.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
I didn't say AC was a generational talent.
You thought AC was going to go into the 450 class and win a lot.
He was pretty good.
Yeah, and guess what? What happened? What has he done?
Ayahuasca.
What has he done?
Ayahuasca.
What has he done?
A lot of drugs.
Answer me. What has he done in his 450 career?
A lot of drugs.
What has he done in his 450 career?
I just answered it. He's done a lot of drugs, which is awesome.
What has he accomplished as a 450
so
rider?
now I think we're going to be fine.
What has he accomplished as a 450 rider? I'm waiting.
We are fast as fuck, boy.
What has he accomplished as a 450 rider?
He's fast as fuck, boy.
He's accomplished nothing.
He's got Stu speed. We have Stu-like speed.
I think you've been huffing too many
for
fumes.
30 seconds.
For 30 seconds.
And we usually hit the ground after that.
Yeah, and then fucking arrow yourself, and then another season just down the fucking tubes.
And then we have to go do ayahuasca to figure out the rest of our lives.
God, I can't wait for MX of Nations.
All right, so this has been show number 209. Spring Creek wrap-up. Kevin Moranz. Everything else in between. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks to our sponsors. Make sure to go check them out. Links in the description. Merch, links, Amazon, links. All the links are in the description. Thanks to Energy Fuel.
We're gonna try this next week on
the show
on camera.
We're gonna drink some on the show next week.
It's 9:00, so I don't really need to be drinking.
Me neither.
Whatever that is.
So thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll be back next week to to wrap up wash Ugo. Just gonna wash our hands of it.
Wash our hands and
then we'll be back. Anyway, all right. See you next week. Later.